With a heart, the piccolo and the cane. Good evening and welcome without a camera, because that's how risky business works, innit? Hope you're all doing well. Happy Saturday to you all, and apparently it's 1-0 England already, so that's exciting, unless you are speaking to us from Ukraine, in which case it's probably not quite as exciting for you, but them's the breaks. Welcome to you all, whether you're a sports ball fan or not. I imagine the majority of players here are probably not sports ball fans this evening, but you're very welcome. We're going to have a super fun evening over here, and we may catch some people at the end when the football finishes come and join us a little bit later on. It's entirely possible. But I am aware there is an England game on tonight, so that's the thing. And there's a twist ending and Slovenia wins somehow. Slovenia aren't playing, Clive. I mean, that would be a proper twist ending to have a team that isn't even playing to come back and win. My country are not good at the sports, unless it's the caber toss, AJ. They excel at the caber toss. Yeah, that would be a good plot twist. Anyway, good evening to you all. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. So tonight we are going to be playing Risky Business first with questions from Oni. We're then going to be playing Google That with questions from Jay White. Thanks to Samster and Cola respectively for proofing these packs as well, and thank you to our authors. And then we have got the pilot episode of the brand new tournament style game, which is going to be the cornerstone of season 5. It's a pilot tonight with the entries for the tournament opening in the next 24 hours. I'm hoping to get 32 for a single elimination tournament that is going to run throughout season 5, which will be starting in August. So you'll get to see it tonight, see the sort of the things that are involved in the sort of game it is. It's very, very, very different from Face Off. And there are no eels. I'm afraid there are no eels, AV me. But very different from Face Off. So it could be a completely different street of a brand new tournament game, has a ring to it. Honestly, AJ, that was probably one of the suggested ideas. In fact, it certainly was. I was talking about it with Liam and Ash about it, and they said, just call it tournament game or something, untitled quiz game. That was another idea. I've settled on something relatively generic. I'm not wedded to the title. I am happy to. I potentially could change it before it's done. And David, actually, there's a few people have seen it already. Actually, I've done a few trial games this week. One outside of the community with Huds and one of Huds' mods, and then I've done a couple of private games. I think 3 private games with invites, and then I did a spontaneous one earlier on where my Discord decided I needed to be in Team 1 in Ash's server immediately and just put me there. I didn't click it, as far as I know. And it just put me there, and Tipster was there. I said, hello, Tipster, did you drag me into this room? And he said, no, I'm not a moderator here. I was like, well, how has that happened then? So, and then I just sort of ran with it a little bit. So that was an interesting morning, but it was very worthwhile, actually, because we got we had a game between Topper and Clive. Topper and Clive had a game, and I ran it through a Tipster and got some really, really good feedback from people. So there have been some further changes today as well, which does mean this new tournament game is kind of sort of pretty much there, notwithstanding anything dramatic that anyone else sort of picks up on tonight, which I'm not dismissing. I'm not completely wedded to the idea that it is fully finished. These things are often a work in progress, but I wanted to get some feedback before the pilot, which I'm really very glad I did, and I'm very grateful to the people who've come and done trial games, all with the same question pack, and the same question pack that I'm actually using tonight, plus a couple of extra ones at the end, because we've changed round 4 slightly, because I want to obviously hit the ground running with the tournament, and it's not fair to change the rules of the game midway through a tournament. That would be really, really dodgy. Oh. Sorry for the slightly late start as well. We overran in town, and I've just scarfed down a load of sweet and sour chicken balls. So if I get hiccups at some point, it's because I've eaten too quickly in an effort to try and start as close to on time as possible. Let me see who we've got. Good evening, Big Man Aaron and Cola, JY, ABME, MPL Dart and Zeus. Good evening, Toot. Good evening, Ardenfets. Good evening, Shapes and Samster and Naked Grammar and Topper and AJ and Kazvez and Clive and Adster. Good evening, Dogfish and Tipster and Stoshka and SM Midi. And thank you for that raid, SM Midi, as well. Welcome to Maxio and Jack Nick, Wilfred, good evening to NanoOwl and Rubik's, Randoman, Pokenut, David and Ash, and anyone else who is just hanging out in the channel not wanting to chat. You are most welcome here, and I hope we're all in, well, I trust that we are all in for a great evening. 2 very solid question packs, 1 of Risky Business, 1 of Google That. Oni is a bit of a veteran writer, has written quite a few packs now. I'm not sure if he's done Risky Business before, maybe once. It might be a first Risky Business pack, we will find out. But it's a good pack all the same. Nice solid balance. A Risky Business is a nice light, easy game to get us warmed up with. And then, of course, Google That a bit later on. I'll say a bit more about that in due course. I'm going to open the lobby, and then Mrs. Flush wants to come and say something very briefly. So if you want to come and get a bonus penny, you'll need to get a Risky 50 into the chat. And if you want to come and play Risky Business, you need to start the code into the lobby. Thank you for not crashing, and good evening. I'm wearing blue tonight. YBSI, do come and join us. And just to add, Lupine One, who I understand isn't here tonight, I think he is one of the Sports Ball fans. Lupine, who won Sonic Mania and some DLC, actually playing, I think it was playing Risky Business. No, it was playing Red Herrings on Sunday at the special Sonic special stream that we had on Sunday. Lupine has said he will pay that code forward because he already has Sonic Mania. So the winner of this game of Risky Business will get a DLC, a download key, a download code for Sonic Mania from Steam. So if you're a bit of a Sonic fan, and even if you're not, do come and join this game because there is a prize up for grabs at the end of it, and we're very grateful to Lupine for paying that forward. Mrs. Flush, yes. Did you want to come and say something, did you say to me? Mrs. Flush is going to come and say something to you all. If you could indulge her just a few moments.
Hi everybody, hope you're having a good evening and looking forward to the stream. Very exciting new game being announced, isn't it? Good.
Looking forward to it.
I just wanted to come and say, so some of you might be aware, some of you might not, but I am this month doing the jog 31 miles in July, so you average about 1 day, to raise money for cancer research. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody in the community who has donated. It's amazing to have the sponsorship. Because of you guys, I've now reached my goal. So honestly, I'm so moved by everyone who came and donated. It really was absolutely amazing. And thank you so much. For those who aren't following me on Facebook, where I'm updating progress, we're on day 3 of the challenge. And I am currently up to 7.48 miles in total. So I have been giving it some, and I've got a pretty big run planned for tomorrow as well. So, thank you all so much. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say, really.
Thank you, Mrs. Flush. For anyone else interested in donating, Mrs. Flush is running at least a mile a day for the month of July. And the Facebook link that I've just posted there will take you to the donation page. If you would like to give to that cause, then do give it a little click. And thank you all very much in advance for your generosity. And only there 5 months steak. 5 months steak. Sorry, streak. Steak would be nice though if anyone's buying. Do like a good steak, Oni. Thank you very much for the 5-month subscription there and your ongoing support. Very, very much appreciated. Oh yeah, I said steak. I'm slightly alarmed my brain's allowed me to do that. Well, welcome to the game, all of you who are joining. I see 24 people in so far, which is quite nice. I will give it the whole loop. I'll give it maybe half a loop. I'm going to stop the bonus penny there as well. 20 players grabbing themselves a penny. Now up to 25, that's a nice round number. Hello, Tantusa, welcome to the stream. And Oni, welcome to the stream. To Daru and Cetra and Kegler Coach. I don't think I've said hello to you yet. Welcome on in. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. Tantusa, is it late or is it early? Because I know you were here earlier on. Is it late or is it early? It's morning. I don't know. Have you been to bed though? Gonna give it half a loop equals 2 loops. No, not today, Topper. Not today. I'll give it about half a loop. I'll probably wait for the piano solo to start, so another minute or so. 30 seconds to a minute. Do come and join the game if you want to play. Remember, you have to, the time here is 8:30 in the evening. Well, what is time? Why do I want? Fair enough. It's like Valve time, but for lobby loops. Yeah. Sounds about right. Oh, well, we are out of liquid, but fortunately I bought some more today. Hopefully that will do me the rest of the stream. Right, here comes the piano solo. I did say I was going to lock it here, and I'm nothing if not a man of my word. So, another minute. No, kidding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lock it up. And there you all are. Welcome to the game. AB Me, Zeus, Big Man Aaron, Topper 1, 2, Adster, JY, Ardenfest, Rubik's, Maxio, Shapes, Pokenuts, Clive, AJ Dogfish, Cola, MPL Dart, Cetra, Jack, Keglet, Tipster, Nekogramma, Daru, Nanoel, and Tantusa. Lovely to see you. Huh?
That is somebody's just donated. Thank
maybe
you
don't
so
say the
much. I'm
name
not
of
going
it.
to say
Okay,
the name.
cool.
I'm asking you
Okay.
what their moniker is.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Well, whoever you are, thank you so much for the other donation. This is amazing.
Max is going to get totes most in a minute.
I really will.
Thank you for your ongoing generosity. Let's play some risky business, courtesy of Oni and proofread by Samster, who deemed it to be a solid question pack, no geographical bias that he could tell, and a mixture of nicer, easier questions and a few tricky ones in there, as is Oni's want, so to speak. 3 rounds to get through. Let's make a start with round number 1. Round 1 is favourable odds. You know the drill by now. You'll be presented with a question and 5 options. More than one of the options may be a correct answer. You need only submit 1 letter for each question within 15 seconds. Very important that you do get the letter in, not the full answer. And whisper it to Persephone's Twitch bot, not to the public chat, because it will be deleted by a moderator, and more importantly, won't be processed by the game. The number of correct answers reduces with each question, whilst the amount of points you score increases. So in the first question, there are 4 out of 5 which are correct. You get 2 points for naming one of them. Don't name more than one, just name the one, because it won't process it afterwards. Answering a question incorrectly at any time will reduce your score to 0. But for the first 3 questions, abstaining will not affect your score. So if you don't know, you can abstain until we get to the last question. To play question 4, you must choose to risk your points when prompted. And you do that by typing R to risk. If you want to bank, you leave it blank. If you don't want to play, do nothing. Your score will be banked, and then those points are safe. Question 4 has 5 options, but only 1 correct answer. If you pick the right one, your score is doubled. Otherwise, as before, you lose everything. Worth saying that if you risk, you can't abstain. So in question 4, if you play the risk question, you can't give me an abstention, because that is treated as a wrong answer and you will lose everything. Also worth noting on question 4, you only see the options, you don't see the questions. So based on the options, you have to decide, are you going to bank or risk? And you've also got to think, is the question going to take a curveball? All of the things that you have to consider. Press your luck. That's the phrase I was looking for earlier on in the chat that I couldn't think of. It's a sort of press your luck mechanic. There's a total of 3 sets of 4 questions in this first round with a maximum of 60 points available. So, best of luck, have fun. Question number 1, here it is. Options are speculative, treacherous, circumspect, perilous, precarious. Pick a synonym of the word risky. Rubik's has found the 1 wrong answer there. Pokenuts, Nanoel need to get an answer in. Might as well have a go on this first one, nothing to lose. Nope, Pokenuts and Nanoel are going to sit this one out. Circumspect was the wrong answer. The majority of people are going for either treacherous or precarious. Speculative and perilous were also correct answers there. Let me have a look and see what my lovely notes say. Circumspect essentially means the opposite, wary and unwilling to take risks. So, GM Rubik's, Pokenuts, Nanoel yet to score. Everybody else on 2 points. I confused it with round 2. Yeah, so you've only got 15 seconds on this one, Pokenuts. So, yeah, don't worry, Rubik's, you're back to 0, but this next question is worth 3 points, but there are only 3 correct answers. Have a look. Remember, you don't have to play. Here are your options. 19, 21, 23, 25, 20. Name a studio album by Adele. Zeus is in before the question lozenges even appeared. Maybe guessing where that question was going. Maxio finding a wrong answer there. Going back down to 0. Tadaru, Nekogramma, you can abstain. You don't have to play. You can preserve those 2 points if you're not sure. Tadaru is going to give it a go. Nekogramma is going to stick with their 2 points. Maxio wiping out and going back to 0. Lots of 5s and a handful of 3s there. Nobody going for 20. 23 was the other wrong answer. 19, 21 and 25 were all Adele albums. The most popular there being 21, which was the big famous one, I think. Very well done. Let's go on to the next question. Lots of people on 5 points worth of risk. That could all change. 5 points for this next question if you give me a right answer, but only 2 of these answers are correct. Take a look. Hungarian, Polish, Dutch, German, Italian. Identify a modern version of Scrabble where Z has a value of 5 points or more. Clive wiping out there. Rubik's wiping out. Dogfish wiping out. Oh my god. Oh my god. All these wipeouts. And a lot of players are just going to rest easy and keep hold of their points. Only 4 players going up to the maximum risk of 10. Zeus, Cola, MPL Dart, etc. Very well played. Big Man Aaron 2, Adsa, Arnfet, AJ, Kegler Coach, Tadaru and Tantuzar all sticking with 5. Pokenuts on 3. Nika Grandma with 2. Everyone else wiping out, which means you won't be able to play the risk question because you can't risk if you haven't got any risk to risk. Risk. Polish, Dutch and German were the wrong answers there. German actually the most popular answer. Italian, 16% go for. Nobody attempting Hungarian or Italian were the answers you could have had. Polish, it's worth 1 point. German, it's worth 3 points. Dutch, it's worth 4 points. Hungarian and Italian are both 8 points. Hang about. Oh, there's a problem there then. Because I've got a note here from Samster in the proofing notes. It's not too much of a problem because nobody went for it. It might be a problem. Apparently Hungarian is only 4. Samster changed it to Portuguese. But that hasn't come through on the updated JSON for reasons that escape me. Hungarian should have said Portuguese. So that's interesting that the JSON hasn't copied over properly. I can't actually change it now. Let me just have a look. It says Portuguese there. It's entirely possible I copied the wrong output, but I don't think I did. I was fairly sure I got the right thing. But that's interesting to note. Well, let's go on for now. We have still got people with points in play. Remember, on question number 4, you have to choose to risk your points. There is a ZS worth 8. Okay. What's more alarming is not the miss answer. It's more the fact that the JSON hasn't copied over correctly. But looking at the JSON, the structure does look correct, and it was Portuguese there. So I may have copied the wrong thing, which doesn't sound like something I would have done. But I suppose anything's possible. I did do these this morning when I wasn't in a rush. But either way, we're going to go on to question number 4. If you want to play this question, R to risk. If you don't, leave it blank to bank your points, then they are safe. But if you risk, you must give me an answer. Options are a crater on Mars, a Swedish village, a Ukrainian cave system, a structure in the body, a Belgian scientist. Bank or risk? Toots having a go. NPL Dart's going to have a go. Just the 2. Just Toot and NPL having a go at this one. Everybody else safely putting their points into the bank. So, NPL Dart, and now cut that out. Remember, you must give me an answer. An abstention is treated as wrong. Very best of luck. Toot is regretting this now. NPL is thinking they might be stupid. We'll find out. You've got a 1 in 5 of finding the right answer. Here is the question that goes with it. Identify the source of the name for the chemical element terbium. 2 is in. Not wasting any time finding the correct answer. And so's NPL Dart. Very well played, both of you. Oh. Topper, exactly what I expected. And 2, as I knew the answer. Yes, it is indeed a Swedish village. The village in question is Ytterby, also responsible for erbium, yttrium, and ytterbium. Very well played to both of the players risking there, doubling up to 20 and 10 respectively. Let's put those points in the bank. NPL Dart with the early lead of 20 points, with twice as many points as second place. Zeus, Toot, Cola and Cetra all in joint second with 10. Still lots of points to go through though, so let's go back to 4 out of 5 correct answers and 2 points if you can find one of them. Options are: you might as well have a guess at this one. White, purple, black, yellow, blue. Name a colour of stripe of the non-binary pride flag. 4 of these are right, 1 of them is wrong. Toot has found the 1 wrong answer. Maybe you might as well have a go at this one. You can't lose anything on this question. If your points are banked, they are safe. And Tadaru at the 11th hour getting the clutch answer correct. Toot going for blue, which is the wrong answer. Purple, the most popular answer, followed by white there. From top to bottom, yellow, white, purple, black, no blue on the non-binary pride flag. I'll go to question number 2. 3 correct answers here. 3 points if you can find one of them. You don't have to play. Take a look at this. Cogita, Linguisa, Anduil, Giardiniera, Soppressata. Name a sausage. Forgive my pronunciation. Yeah, it might not be too much of a problem here, Samson, but I will double check that I've copied Jay White's pack over, because that did have some substantial changes to it between the non-proofed and the proofed version. So I will triple check that before we play. Handful of people abstaining here. Cola, Big Man Aaron, Tadaru, Tantusa, Poconuts, ABB, Topper One, Maxio not wanting to give it a go. Cetra, AJ, Naked Grandma, Rubik's and Dogfish all wiping out. But lots of players are getting up to 5 points there, and Toot now up to 3, having got the first question wrong. Giardiniera and Cogita are both wrong. Linguisa probably? Anduil and Soppressata were all the right answers, with Anduil being the most popular. Some nice factoid for you here. Giardiniera is an Italian vegetable pickle, and Cogita is a Mexican cheese. Linguiça is a Portuguese smoke-cured pork sausage, and Anduil, a smoked pork sausage most often associated with Louisiana Cajun cuisine, and Soppressata is a salami that can be made into a cured dry sausage. So there we go, some sausage information for you. That's how you say it. That's how it's pronounced, sausage, isn't it? I don't know. Let's go on. So, big mixture of points going on here at the moment. On we go. Question number 3. 5 points if you can find one of the 2 correct answers here. Take a look at the options. Giuseppe Garibaldi Trophy, Calcutta Cup, Dodie Weir Cup, Millennium Trophy, Old Alliance Trophy. Pick a rivalry trophy defended in the Six Nations rugby tournament that France takes part in. A couple of layers to this question to unpick. Only 2 of these are correct. A few wrong answers here, a few right answers as well. Tantusa with a clutch answer there. Shapes, Jack Wilfred and Tipster, the only 3 players to finish on the maximum risk. Toot finishes on 8, Tantusa Topper on 7, Cetra on 5, all getting that one right. A lot of other players on 5 and 2. Unfortunately, Kolo, AJ, Kegler, Tadaru, Naked Grandma, Rubik's and Dogfish, you won't be able to risk as you have no points. Calcutta Cup, the most popular wrong answer. In fact, the most popular answer, full stop there. The Old Alliance is France versus Scotland, and the Giuseppe Garibaldi is France versus Italy. Calcutta is England, Scotland. Dodie Weir is Scotland, Wales, and the Millennium is Ireland, England. Good sporting trivia there from Oni. So, no points to put in the bank yet, but if you want to risk your points on this next question, remember it's double points if you give me the 1 correct answer, but a wipeout if you abstain or get it wrong. If you don't want to play it based on the answers, leave it blank. Your points will be put in the bank and then they are safe. If you do, it's R to risk. Options are BHM, BMX, BHD, LHE, LDN. Bank or risk? Clive, AB Meet. Oh, lots of people. Lots of risk happening here. Certainly more than the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players so far. At 24, there's another 2. Jack and Shapes look like they're playing this safe and indeed putting their 10 points of risk into the bank. Probably a good idea because they didn't have anything in the bank to start with. Toot now in the lead of bank players with 18, but we've got MPL Dart risking 5 with 20 in the bank. Tipster nothing in the bank but risking 10. Doubled up to 20 if you find me a correct answer. Good luck. Here's the question that goes with those answers. Identify the sole British airport from its airport code. Tipster's wiped out those 10 points. Bad luck. Remember, an abstention is treated as wrong. Zeus has got there. Clive is out. Cetra's out. Big Man Aaron's got there. Tantusa, ABB. Tantusa, NPL Dart, Zeus and Big Man Aaron. Very, very well done. Doubling up to 14, 10, 10 and 4 respectively. BHD was the correct answer. The sole British airport there. LDN, I think, a little bit of a red herring. Nobody going for it. But BHM and LHE were both picked. I can say BHD is George Best Belfast City Airport. BHM is Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport of Birmingham, Alabama. BMX is Big Mountain Air Force Station in Alaska. LDN, Lamidanda Airport of Hong Kong. And LHE, Allama Iqbal International Airport of Pakistan. So, very well done if you found a right answer there. Doubling up your points, let's put them in the bank. Yeah, wrong Birmingham. That's Birmingham, Alabama. Not the... is it Birmingham Airport Parkway? It was a Southampton Airport Park. That's a train station. I haven't done any international travel for a while. Can't think why. Right, MPL Dart still in the lead by 30 with 30 points. Zeus 10 points behind in second with 20. Tantusar in third now with 19. Toot not a million miles behind with 18, then a bit of a drop. Still a handful of players yet to score, but all of that could change. We've got 4 more questions to come in, starting with this one. 2 points for finding one of the 4 right answers. Have a look. Chang. Red Stripe. Kingfisher. San Miguel. Tiger. Name an Asian beer brand. Topper's found the one wrong answer. So's Ardenfett, so's Dogfish. Remember, you might as well play this one. No points to lose. If you're already on 0, everybody getting an answer and not everybody getting a correct answer. Red Stripe was the wrong answer there. Tiger is Singaporean, Kingfisher is Indian, Chang is Thai, Red Stripe is Jamaican, and San Miguel is Filipino. I didn't know that. I thought San Miguel was Mexican. I don't know where I get that idea from, but yes, that's San Miguel, the Spanish beer company. Mahou bought the rights in 1953, 60 years after the beer was first brewed. That is a really good little fact nugget to have tucked away. Red Stripe, though, is very definitely Jamaican, so unfortunately, if you gave me that, you're wiping out everyone else on 2 points. Well played. 3 correct answers here, 3 points if you can find one of them. You don't have to play, but take a look. Hatris. Tetris Attack. Tetris 2. Weltris. Tetrisphere. Name a video game designed by the creator of Tetris, Alexei Pajitnov. Ooh, a lot of wipeouts. A lot of wipeouts here. A few people erring on the side of caution and choosing to abstain. Nobody go for the obvious red herring Tetris 2 there. A few people going for Tetris Attack, though, which was also a wrong answer. Hatris, Weltris, and Tetrisphere were the correct answers there. Tetris Attack and Tetris 2 were designed in-house by Nintendo in Japan, not by Alexei Pajitnov, who I would guess is Ukrainian or Russian with a name like that, though I may be wrong. Right, there's some 5s, some 3s, some 2s, and some 0s. One more question before you have to make that decision. You need some risk in order to make that decision. 2 correct answers here, 5 points if you can find one of them. Options are Tom Cruise, Vin Diesel, Tommy Wiseau, Mike Myers, Nicolas Cage. Name a winner of the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Actor. I love this question. Oh, a few wipeouts here. Remember, you don't have to play. Preserve your points if you don't. A few wipeouts up at the top end. I'm pretty sure Nick Cage is one. And I would have been wrong. Everyone else also thinking Nick Cage was one. That's what happens when I don't proofread the question myself. So, Mike Myers, before I look at the factoids, Mike Myers, I imagine it was for not My Big Fat Greek Wedding, but something to do with that. The Guru, maybe? The Love Guru, thank you, Bass. Tom Cruise. Maybe War of the Worlds, maybe something actually quite respectable. Vin Diesel, Tommy Wiseau, again, the obvious wrong answer up there. Let's take a look at the factoids. Mike Myers won the award in 2007 for The Love Guru. Tom Cruise in 2017 for The Mummy. Again, something fairly big. Despite being nominated 5 times, Nicolas Cage has never won it. Tommy Wiseau and The Room were never nominated for any Golden Raspberry Award, because that film is a masterpiece. Vin Diesel nominated once in 2004 for The Chronicles of Riddick, but did not win. So... only 2 players with the max, MPL Dart and Toot. If you want to risk it, you need to type R to risk on this next question. If not, do not worry. Your points will be banked. They will be safe. But if you risk, you can't abstain. You must give me an answer. So, if you've got points on the board, make your decision. Options for question 4 are Viper, Raider, Trojan, Vulcan, Rhino. Bank or risk? Kegler tips to Big Man Aaron, and that is it so far. Adster, Topper. We've got 5 people interested, with 5 people having a nibble. And that is all. Everyone else putting their points in the bank, including MPL Dart, who moves up to 40. That is a respectable lead out of all the players in the risk position of all 5 of them. Not a huge amount in their banks and not a maximum risk. Maximum being risked here is 5. Here's a question that goes with those answers. Please be gladiators, says Asda. Let's have a look. Identify the American gladiator. I think I know this. Kegler doesn't. Anyone else? Tips from Big Man Aaron. Oh, no one getting it. I think it's Viper. Get in. No, my gladiators. So, hey, babe. Oh, we're going for a high five. Yes. The highest of fives. Yeah, Rhino looked like a rhino. Absolutely massive. Always really good at Gauntlet. Vulcan was the angry one brought in to rival Wolf, I think. Trojan was one of the very earliest ones who always wore the sunglasses. Raider, I think, came in around series 5 or 6, a sort of Shadow wannabe after Shadow left, a sort of, I think, was brought in to semi-replace Shadow. Viper was the only name I didn't recognise there, having not seen American Gladiators. All the others appeared on the UK Gladiators, not the American original. So that's all the factoids you've got there. Yeah, I knew it would be glad. I didn't realise US. Ah, yes. I thought it originated in the UK, but I didn't know. We sat and watched all of Series 3 during lockdown, which was always really good fun. Anyway, that is the end of the first round. Let's put the points in the bank and check out the scores. Well, there we go, the end of round 1. MPL Dart in the lead with 40, Toots in second with 20, and Zeus in third with 20, but plenty more points still to come. I'm going to grab myself another cider. While I do that, why don't you have a read of the instructions for round 2? Round 2 is called the board game. You'll be presented with... No, I can't remember what else it says. Grab yourself a drink. Put that over there. We'll walk around the kitchen. You'll be presented with a question and 9 options. Anything from 4 to 7 of the options may be a correct answer. Submit as many options as you like within 60 seconds. That's final by Sonic myself, says Big Man Aaron. Syntax is unimportant in this round, so you can choose to separate your answer letters with commas or spaces or full stops or not at all if you prefer. You may submit your answers either as a single message of several letters or individual letters one at a time. So you could go A, enter B, enter C, enter, or A, B, C, enter, however you want to do it. For each correct answer submitted, you will receive 5 points, but submitting any incorrect answers will reduce your score to 0. So if you find all of them but one wrong, you get 0. Your scores are banked after each board, and with 3 boards in total, there's a maximum of 60 to 105 points available. So round 2 is the board game. See what you make of Oni's board games tonight. Here's your first one. Options are Serrano, Lemon Drop, Madame Jeanette, Cubanel, Chile de Arbol, Poblano, Cascabel, Padron, Fatali. Name the chili peppers hotter than a jalapeno. Anything from 4 to 7 of these must be correct. Arden Fetz is the first to break cover. A few more coming in now. You'll go blue as soon as an answer has been registered, whether it's right or wrong. And you may have to hear some pings after everyone has gone blue. It's worth bearing in mind. People are typing in more. Here come the ticks. The last few seconds to get an answer in. Max, we need something from you. Haven't had anything yet. Can't get anything if you don't guess. That's how it's going to be. How many people? 8 players getting points there. There were, in fact, 5 correct answers up there. Dogfish, Tadaru, Tantusar and Toot going for a safe 1. Tipster, Topper and ABME going for 2. Adster plumping for 3. Everybody else found at least 1 wrong one and is getting nothing for the board. Serrano, the most popular answer there, 68%. Lemon Drop, Madame Jeanette, Chile de Arbol and Fatali were all the correct answers. Cubanel, Poblano, Cascabel and Padron, all incorrect, I'm afraid. A little bit of fact trivia for you. So in Scoville, Madame Jeanette 100k to 350k, Fatali 125 to 325, Lemon Drop, I mean that's really very hot, Lemon Drop 15 to 30, Chile de Arbol 15 to 30, Serrano 10 to 23k. Jalapeno comes in at 3.5 to 8, and then Cascabel 1.5 to 2.5, Poblano 1 to 1.5, Padron 500 to 1, and Cubanel 100 to 1,000. A very mild chili there. So, well done if you've got some points, let's put them in the bank. Not much change at the top. Toot encroaching a little bit on the first place, but MPL Dart hanging on to first place with 40 points. Let's go on to our next board. Options are Bosnia and Herzegovina, Slovakia, North Macedonia, Hungary, Slovenia, Croatia, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania. Identify the countries that share a land border with Serbia. About halfway through your time now. MPL Dart with the answers. Just waiting on AB Me to give an answer. Maybe a few more pings coming up as people have a second thought. So there's everyone submitted. We've got an answer from at least everybody here. Well, everybody has submitted at least one, I should say. To diary on rubbish and garbage in geography. Taking my points and running. Here come the ticks. Let's have a look and see how you scored. There were 6 correct answers up there. The wrong ones, Slovakia, Slovenia. A lot of people going to thought Slovenia. I know it shares a border with Italy and Croatia, but apparently not Serbia. And Greece, also a wrong answer. Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, the most popular answer there. 60% going for that. 56 for Bosnia and Herzegovina. 40% go for Hungary. 36 for North Macedonia. 32 for Romania. And 20% for Bulgaria. So, some factoids on this. Albania has a land border with Kosovo, but not the globally accepted state of Serbia. So, hasn't been included in either list. So, a little extra fact nugget for you there. Well done if you got some points. Tipster managing to find all 6, the only player to do so. Very, very well played. Taking an extra 30 points into your bank. Colo and Dogfish each finding 5 out of 6. Zeus managing to get 4. Toot Jack, Topper, J White, Poconuts getting 3. MPL, Maxio, Nanoel getting 2. Tantusat and Tadaru just getting the safe 1. Dylan, I think your dinner's ready. Can you come to the kitchen, please? Yes, I had chicken balls because, as you can see or hear, dinner is ready now. And I'm here. Yeah, like I said, Topper, have kids. That happens a lot. Let's put those points into the bank. And MPL Dart still at the top, but Toot is now within 2, and Zeus and Tipster are both within 10. One more board to go. Take a look at these options and see what you think. Hollywood, Singapore, Seoul, Shanghai, Orlando, Tokyo, Hong Kong, New York, Osaka. Find the locations where a Universal Studios theme park resides. Hopefully some easier ones up here and some trickier ones to think about. And anything from 4 to 7 will be correct. Not going to tell you how many though. Heaven forfend.
Dudley Dudley what up? Dudley
Currently open, Samster is clarifying for us. So here come the ticks. Big man Aaron still waiting for a response. There we go. Anyone going to get some last minute answers in? There we go. Clive topping the board there. Only 4 answers available on that board, and Clive finding all of them very well played. Hollywood, Singapore, Orlando, and Osaka were the correct answers. 80% of players going for Orlando, 64% for Hollywood, and 24% each for Singapore and Osaka. Very well done. 28% going for Tokyo, catching a lot of people out there. Clive finding all 4. Tips to J-Wat Tadaru finding 3 of them. 2 Dogfish, Ardenfet, Shapes, and Nekogram Art finding 2 each. MPL Dark, Jack Wolford, and AB Meat just the 1, but still points are points. Factoid for you here. Beijing is planned to open on the 10th of July, which is in a week. Moscow is planned for 2022. Beijing also not an option up here. So, very, very interesting second round here. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, but let's put the points into the bank and check out the scores at the end of round 2. We have a new leader. Now Cut the Route has jumped to the top for the first time this game with 58 points, but MPL Dart and Tipster are just 3 points behind on 55. Bit of a gap down to Dogfish on 43, currently occupying 3rd place. Rubik's yet to score, but there are still plenty of points available as we go into round 3, where everything can change, because round 3 is still wide open. Round 3 is this or that. You will be presented with a question and 2 options. One is correct and one is incorrect. Submit A or B within 7 seconds. Very important to watch the chat on this, because once the question's in the chat, the question is live. Answering a question correctly will give you increasingly more points. So the first correct answer gives you 1, the second gives you 2, and so on. Answering a question incorrectly at any time, as before, will reduce your score to 0, and it will reset your correct answer streak. Abstaining from a question will bank your points and reset your correct answer streak. So if you're not sure of one and you don't want to guess it, all you need to do is leave it blank, abstain from answering. The points will be put in the bank, but you start building a new chain from scratch, just like the weakest link. With 15 questions and the way the points progress in round 3, there is technically a maximum of 120 points available, so it is still wide open and anybody's game if you can answer 15 coin flip questions correctly over the next 5 to 6 minutes. So those are the rules of the game. Keep your eye on the chat because they come up pretty quick, and there's some long questions tonight. One thing actually I probably need to make a note of in the notes for the question right until, if I haven't done so already, is that these questions should be a little bit shorter because it's such a short time limit. But do your best with them. We'll see how we get on. Round 3, this or that. Question 1, A or B. Options are groundhog, prairie dog. What kind of animal is Punxsutawney Phil? Again, might as well have a go on the first one. The answer was a groundhog, not a prairie dog. No factoid attached to that one. Just a groundhog. There we go. Let's put the points in the bank. Nobody got any points at the moment. Ad's the only one to abstain, but nothing to put in the bank. On we go. Question number 2. This or that. A or B. Options are Punxsutawney. Thank you, guys. 24. 16. The game of backgammon. How many triangles feature on the board? We have got 11 people on the maximum risk streak of 3 at the moment, just under half. Correct answer there was Ace, 24, 60% going for that. Jack and Rubik's putting their points in the bank. Rubik's is off the mark, first point in the bank, nicely done. A few people on a 1-point streak and a few people wiping out. Let's put the points in the bank. On we go, question 3, this or that, A or B. Options are the American toad in the hole, the British toad in the hole. Which of these dishes is more likely to be eaten at breakfast? If I know to have a British toad in the hole for breakfast, that's sausage and Yorkshire pudding covered in gravy. Yeah, I mean, you make your own choices, but more likely, I think, is the clue of the question. The American toad in the hole, I have to say, I don't think I'm familiar with that. Let's see if there's a factoid. American toad in the hole is basically toast with an egg in the middle. An eggy in the basket is what that's called over here. Yes, eggy in the basket. I used to have that occasionally if I'm feeling particularly decadent, normally over Saturday morning. Very well done. There, we've still got 9 people on a maximum risk streak of 6. Tantusa and Maxio putting 3 points of risk into the bank. Let's put it in there for you, so to speak. Toot still in the lead with 58 and 6 potential points up for grabs. Let's go on. Question number 4. This or that, A or B. Options are Riyadh, Jeddah. The upcoming Formula 1 race is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia will be held in which city? 36 and 36. Jeddah was the correct answer that we needed there. Yeah, no factoid to go with that. Is just simply a fact. Tipster, J White, Shapes and Big Man Aaron, just 4 players now with a maximum risk streak. 2, MPL, Dogfish, Ardenfett and Nanoel and Cola all putting some points into the bank. 6 and 1 for Cola. Let's put them in the bank. So this is where it starts to get interesting. Toot and MPL Dart are still ahead, but Tipster has got a higher potential score now. Where if Tipster banks on the next question goes up to 65. J White is one to watch as well, 40 in the bank and 10 points of risk. But of course your points do go up and up rather fast in this game if you can accumulate points well. Let's go on. Question number 5. This or that, A or B. Options are clockwise, anti-clockwise. In which direction do the arrows point on a standard 3-arrow recycling symbol? There you go, clockwise. I hope that's clockwise on your screen as well. Yes, they do. Split in the room, 48-44, 48% going for the wrong answer there. Tipster is going to put 10 points into the bank. That will be enough to take the lead, but of course the potential risk lead is now skewed by the fact that the players who were ahead may have more risk, although they may have both just got that one wrong. No, MPL Dart, 1 point of risk. So, all very, very interesting. 44% go for clockwise, the correct answer. Tipster putting 10 in the bank, Pokenuts putting 1 in. Let's put them in. And there we go. Tipster is now on top. But Jay White, with 15 points worth of risk and 40 in the bank, could prove to be a problem, because Jay White, if they get this next one right, will go up to 21 and start to be encroaching on those top 3. Beyond that, it's going to be big points jumping ahead. How long can Jay White continue? We'll find out. Question number 6, this or that, A or B? Options are Roman, Greek. Demeter was which goddess of agriculture? Again, split in the room, 40-40, and 20% choosing to put points in the bank. Greek was the correct answer. Demeter, the Greek goddess of agriculture. Shapes putting 15 points of risk into the bank. Not too much of a threat due to the bank score of 20, but still want to keep an eye on moving forward. Topper putting 6 in. Grandma putting 3 in. Jack putting the 1 in there. Jay White with 21 points worth of risk, still on the maximum streak. Very rare to actually see 6 consecutive correct answers from the beginning, so Jay White setting a bit of a precedent here, and 61 points of potential bank available there. Let's put the points in the bank. As we go on to question 7, I'm just going to glance back at my factoids. Taiwan has a 4 arrow symbol and it points anti-clockwise, just to be annoying on the previous question. The Roman goddess is Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, Ceres. On we go then. Question number, the next one, 7, I think. This or that, A or B? Options are Tina Turner, Bonnie Tyler. Which artist released The Best, commonly called simply The Best, first? Jay White not touching that with a 10-foot barge pole, choosing to cut their losses and put 21 points worth of risk into the bank, taking them up to 61. It's not going to be enough to take the lead, but it will be enough to put them into the top 3. Tadaru and Adsa also putting 3 in. A lot of people getting that one wrong. Maximum risk streak is now 3, held by Tipster, NanoOwl and Rubik's. Tipster, though, with 65 points in the bank, is going to be chasing, I think, a second gold medal for this game. We'll find out what happens. Let's put the points in the bank. As we reach the halfway point, question number 8. Tipster is in the lead with some risk to play with as well. Just 1 point ahead of Toot, who is 3 points ahead of Jay White and MPL Dart, none of whom have any risk at the moment, but all of that can change. Let's go on. Question 8, this or that, A or B? Options are Capricorn, Sagittarius. Christmas Day falls under which star sign? Tipster rather scuppering his advantage there by blowing his risk at the top there and wiping out to 0. Still got the highest bank score, I believe, though there may now be some higher potential banks. Maxio and Dogfish putting 1 point worth of risk into the bank. GM Rubik's now has the risk lead with 6 points worth of risk, and with still 7 or 8 questions to go, 7 questions to go, I think. Still got time to amass some more points. Could be enough to get to the top. We will find out. Let's put the points in the bank. Just going back to the last one, Bonnie Tyler's original was in 1988. Tina Turner's cover was in September 1989. So there we go. As to that question, we've just had the change from Sagittarius to Capricorn takes place roughly December the 22nd. On we go. This is, I think, the longest question of this round, so there might be quite a lot to look through, even though the answers are quite short. Do your best with it. Best of luck. Question number 9, this or that, A or B? Options are VVD, PVV. Which political party has led the Netherlands in every government since 2010? See, now I'm very curious, because actually that's a much shorter question that was on my proofing sheet. I'm looking at the proofed copy, but that's longer, so I'm not sure what's happened here in Samster's proofed copy. That's a longer question than I was... It's the same substance of question, but not what I was expecting. Samster, is that what you changed it to? Did you change it to that? Samster, he's probably watching the football at this point. Still 1-0 at half-time, by the way. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Something's happened. But either way, VVD is the correct answer. PVV was wrong. The People's Party for Freedom and Democracy is the VVD, apparently, in the Netherlands. So 52% of people getting that one wrong. VVD are the People's Party for Freedom and Democracy, led by Prime Minister Mark Rutte. Jack Wilford, our local political guru. PVV is the Party for Freedom, a far-right party led by Geert Wilders. So there we go. Toot, MPL Dart and Cola putting 1 point of risk into the bank. Where did Rubik's go? Oh, Rubik's wiping out that risk lead. Unfortunately getting the wrong answer. But big man Aaron taking on the risk lead now with 6 points. Let's put the points in the bank. Check out the scores as we come to question 10. Tipster and Toot, both on 65. Tipster with 1 point worth of risk. Has thrown away an advantage before, has still got that advantage now. People to keep an eye on, Zeus and Jack Wilfred up there in the top sort of 5 or 6 with 3 points of risk. Tadaru as well. Starting to get into the end game now. Let's go on to question 10. This or that, A or B. Options are 7 a.m, 9 a.m. If it is midnight in London, what time is it in Jakarta? How are your time zones? It would be 7 a.m. in Jakarta if it's midnight in London. Yep, no factoid for that. Just I guess they're 7 hours ahead. Stands to reason. Zeus and Tadaru now on a 6-point risk streak. Tipster and Adster putting 1 point of risk into the bank there. Let's put them in. 66 and 65, both with no points of risk to accrue at the moment. So it's all going to come down to these last 5 questions. I think that was question 10 that we've just had there. 2, 3, 4. Yes, last 5 questions. As we go on to question number 11, MPL Dart and JY aren't a million miles behind and have got that 1 point advantage. It may not seem like a lot, but after 5 questions, that can be worth an additional 6 points if they get them all right. Dogfish and on 3 and Zeus is on 6. Nobody safe just yet. Best of luck. Question 11. This or that. A or B options are Imperial War Museum, Victoria and Albert Museum. Bethlehem Royal Hospital was converted into which museum in 1936? Zeus now with quite a sizable risk lead of 10. Risk streak of 10. Tadaru putting 6 in the bank. Nekagramma putting 3 in. MPL Dark putting the 1 in. Tipster getting a point's worth of risk. Now cut that out. Failing to. The answer was the Imperial War Museum. 44% giving me the correct answer there. And no factoid to go with that. Love this next question. Love this next question a lot. Let's put the points in the bank and go on to question number 12. This or that. A or B options are... Whence comes the word Bedlam? Tchaikovsky, Prokofiev. Which Russian composer was born first? Oh, Oni, do you know the meme breaking the sacred timeline right there? Jack Wilfred. Oni breaking the sacred timeline and giving us the correct answer of Tchaikovsky. I knew that one anyway, because Tchaikovsky's sort of late romantic. Prokofiev is sort of bordering on modern, much more modern composer. Prokofiev died, fun fact for you, died on the same day as Joseph Stalin, which was 1943, 53, I want to say. 1953, Prokofiev died. It was the same day as Joseph Stalin, and the obituary was on like page 72 or something of the paper because Stalin was rather more important than, you know, communist Russia. Tipster putting 1 point of risk into the bank. Nanoal putting a point of risk into the bank. Zeus now with a risk streak of 15 and starting to become a real and present danger with 3 questions to go. Currently on a potential score of 55, but could get another +6, +7, +8, which would be 15 plus 6, which would be 22. So that would put Zeus onto a winning position in theory if Zeus can get the last 3 right. So a lot of pressure on here and still very tight. Let's put the points into the bank. Tipster does still have the lead for now with 67. Toot on 65 and 1 point of risk. MPL Dart in third, 63, but no risk. Zeus is where the interest, I think, will be for these last 3 questions. For now, question number 13. This or that, A or B, options are Roseanne, Married with Children. Which American sitcom follows the lives of the Connor family? It's Roseanne. Roseanne is the correct answer. Factoid on the last one. Tchaikovsky 1840, Prokofiev 1891 were the years of birth. Quite a long time before Prokofiev there. Coda putting 3 points of risk in the bank. Tadara and Maxjo each putting a point of risk into the bank. Zeus now up to 21 points of risk. With 2 questions to go, we could have a big twist finish. Stranger things have happened in this game. Tipster wiping out there. Whereas Toot is now up to 3. MPL Dart up to 1. Could go any which way. Let's put the points in the bank. As we go on, the final 2 questions of the game. Question number 14. This or that, A or B. Options are 77. 88. How many floors does the Chrysler building have? Oh, Zeus! Zeus knew he had to go for Hell or Glory, and he just went the wrong way. The answer was 77, wiping out, and it's going to be a maximum of 41 in this game, I'm afraid, Zeus. Shapes putting 6 into the bank, Toot putting 3 into the bank. Clive now the risk leader with 6 points. Let's put the points into the bank. And with that, now then. It's going to be between these two at the top. I don't think Jay White can catch. Jay White could get up to second, 67, could get a tied second with Tipster. Can't catch Toot at this point. But Tipster's got a point of risk. Tipster's already on a potential score of tying with Toot. If Toot gets this one wrong and Tipster abstains, it's a tie. If Tipster and Toot both get it right, then Tipster wins. I don't know what's going to happen. Very, very interesting final. Eyes on Toot, eyes on Tipster, eyes on Jay White a little bit as well. Final question, question number 15. This or that, A or B. Options are Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Which of these actors that starred in Heat won his Best Actor Academy Award first? And there we have it. Toot and Tipster both getting the correct answer. Jay White putting the points in the bank, which means with a final score of 70, the answer was Robert De Niro. Incidentally, let me give you some dates. De Niro was Raging Bull in 1980. Pacino was Scent of a Woman in 1993. So, despite Toot's best effort, Toot is going to finish on a very nice score, but just pipping him at the post. Our winner with 70 is Captain Waddles Flails himself. It's Mr. the Tipster. There's a crowd cheering somewhere in earshot of my window, but I'm nowhere near anywhere that might have such a crowd size. How very odd. I wonder if England have scored again. Yes, they have. 46th minute. Maguire 2-0 England. That bodes well. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Well done, Tipster. Well done, Tipster. Finishing on 70. I believe that's your second gold medal for Risky Business. Do correct me if I'm wrong. And I will send you a game code for Sonic Mania, thanks to Lupine paying it forward from last Sunday. So you can get your Sonic on Steam, and you get your 3 pennies and your gold medal as well. All the prizes, all the plaudits being bestowed upon you tonight. Tipster, very well played. Risky Business Gold. T1PSTER. Risky Business Gold. Award pennies to you. And not to take away, of course, from our friend Now Cut That Out, who we'll be seeing a little bit more of later on, as Toot is being a bit of a guinea pig on the new game coming up in a while. But that's going to be a silver medal there for you, Now Cut That Out, and the 2 pennies that goes with that Risky Business Silver Award. And finally, the Risky Business Bronze goes to Jay White 14. Very well played, Jay White. Risky Business Bronze, an extra penny that comes with that as well. Can't go without saying thank you to our wonderful question writer, Oni91_573, getting an author bonus, 3 pennies that go with that. Thank you very much for a lovely little question pack there, Oni. Really enjoyed reading that out. 3-0. Is it 3-0 England now? Good Lord. My Lord in heaven. And the BBC is behind again. I think we might win. Well, there are a lot of predictions for saying 3-1 on the Twitters in the week. So, Kane in the 4th minute, Maguire in the 46th. Come on, BBC, sort your life out. Update. I want to know who scored. There we go. First medal for Jay White. Many congratulations, the bronze medal. I will update this on the app after the stream. PersephoneShare.com/pennies with a Y if you want to check out the current standings. Absolutely, very edge of the seat stuff there, Tips. A very, very close game. I'm going to give you all another risky penny. Risky 22 this time, if you'd like it. Type it in, and all will be well, and you'll get that bonus penny. Well, those are the final scores. Numbers there if you want to see exactly which position you came in. Jay White coming 3rd. MPL Dart, a great effort, taking an early lead, but just finishing in 4th. Just a point behind there on 63. Dogfish 5th on 50. Tadaru 45. Jack Wilfred 42. Zeus, who could have been for a while, it could have been an upset winner at the end there, just finishing on 41, along with Shapes and Cola. Ardenfest 37, Tantusar 35, Topper 1 and Necker Grandma 31, Adster 29, AB Me and Poconuts 26, Maxio 22, Clive on 20, Nano Owl on 18, Scepter on 11, Big Man Aaron on 9, AJ on 8, Kegler on 5, and Rubik's on 1. Well, oh God, I hope you all enjoyed that. I pressed the wrong button. I'll be back in a couple of minutes with Google That. Enjoy our award-winning closing credits. Did not mean to press that button. Congratulations to our winners. Tipster, I'll be in touch with you about that prize in due course. Let's play again. I pressed the wrong button. I'm really sorry. I'll let the credits play out.
shawadi wop, shubidi wop, me obidi wopidi wop. Wop shawam, wop shawadi wop, 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 wop shawam, wop shawam, shubidi wop, me obidi wop, me obadu now.
Indeed, don't dogpile it. We're not complete savages. Very sorry about that sudden abrupt finish. I completely pressed the wrong button. I need to remember to turn off the camera in OBS because Google That has got a built-in camera. We are going to be playing Google That after the break. What I'm going to do just before I load the game up and get started on that is just double check, because there was a discrepancy on that question pack where something that had been changed after proofing hadn't been updated in the JSON. So I'm going to double check that everything is updated and correct with the Google That pack. Guys, go get guys and girls. Indeed, we'll say guys. It's we're non-gender specific here. Guys and girls, go and get yourselves another drink if you would like to. Go stretch your legs, nip to the loo, go for a smoke, whatever you fancy. Go and catch the football as it currently stands. I'll put some music on, and I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. And we will be playing Jay White's Google That pack. I do hope you can join me for that. I'm going to stop the bonus right there. 26 players and one of them new. Welcome to all the new players who've joined us, by the way. Bass, Prudes, Farfowley, Jerry Eris, Energy and Pyro Pygmy. Lovely to see you just in time for Google That. And don't forget, a little bit later on this evening, we are going to be playing a brand new pilot game, which is going to form the cornerstone of a Season 5 tournament. I do hope you'll stick around and join me for that. For now, we'll take a short break. I'll see you in a few minutes' time. Welcome back to Game Night Originals on Saturday the 3rd of July. While I'm here, very happy Independence Day to all our American friends tomorrow for the 4th of July. Hope you have a lovely time, whatever it is you're doing over there. Have a great day. So I've come through the pack. It does look like it is as the edited version that Kolo went through, so very many thanks to Kolo for taking the time to proof this, and thanks to Jay White for taking the time to write it. Jay White's first Google That pack, I believe. Oh, excuse me. This pack is a little bit puzzly. It's a little bit puzzly. It's undergone some changes. I know that Kolo did have some recommendations to dilute down the difficulty a little, first of all. Let me tell you what Kolo said about it. Actually, I can't do that because it's on the other monitor. Hang on, let me go to Be Right Back, and I will find Kolo's notes. I'll see what I can say. I need to change the order of this round. So, a solid pack with some tricky-looking questions, but ultimately gettable. Okay, so that's a summary from Kolo for you there. I'll go back to game no cam because this has got an internal cam. That's what we want. Reminder that this is a limited lobby game. 12 players will be picked to come and play Google That. There's no Twitch integration for this. It's something I've been toying around with for a while. I do kind of like the idea of this being a sort of audience event game that you can sort of sit and watch, and it's not necessarily one for everyone to take part in, especially because some of the rounds were like with the taboo round and things. It's doesn't necessarily lend itself particularly cromulently to doing it with a Twitch lobby. Is it 4-0 now? My God in heaven. Kane, Maguire, Kane, Henderson. Everyone's going to be Pickford next. Everyone's taking it turns to have a goal. You'll sit out to help the oddsters on the exhibition match of doom. Fair enough too. Well, if you do want to play Google That, you need to enter the code. You don't need a microphone. It's all done via Whispering to Persephone's Twitch bot. And if you want to have a go, enter the code. WNJP. Oh, the game. Yeah, remember what happened in the quarterfinals of the World Cup, though? We had a stormer against Sweden. Good Lord, that's a lot of people. Sweden or Switzerland was in the quarterfinals, and we lost to Croatia in the semis. I really thought we were going to get... who are we going to get in the semis this time around? It's Denmark or the Czech Republic. I don't know if that match has been played yet or not. But anyway. Oh, yeah. Have a penny. Google 39. Go and Google 39, see what comes up. Even though the title of the game does have Google in it, as with all the games we play here, Google is strictly against the rules. We ask you not to cheat. The title is a sort of tongue-in-cheek sort of thing. The questions and the rounds are designed such that Googling would not necessarily be helpful either way, even if you did decide you were going to do that. But please don't. Keep it in the spirit of the game, and all will be well. So come and join the lobby if you want to come play Google That. One of my earliest originals, I think only superseded by Danger Zone. Pop yourselves into the lobby. We'll pick 12 of you in a couple of minutes, and we'll get this game underway. And a reminder that a bit later on we are going to be having the very first first proper edition of New game, which has got a title. I'm not wedded to that title, but there's going to be a tournament of it in Season 5, and so keep your eyes on the server, by the way. You can come join the server right there. England lost to Croatia because the event got to their heads and they played the entire game in 45 minutes. They tied in the second half. Croatia started 1 in their Ritz fight this time. Fair enough. Yeah, so you'll need to join the server if you want to take part in the tournament. I'll be posting information probably in the next 24 hours about sign-up procedures and everything else that you need to know about the tournament. You will need a microphone, and you'll need to be able to talk to me in the server, a reliable microphone, because it is... two-player game. It's only 2 people, and it's going to be a single elimination. There's no lobby game again in this one that we've got coming up. Much like Face Off, it's more of a spectator event, which is why I'm not doing it every week. There's a plan to be... I did the schedule for Season 5 today. It's not set in stone, but it's a good starting point and a bit of an outline for Season 5, which is going to be starting around the middle of August. Middle of August. Pending a few things. There are going to be a few streams in Season 5. Season 5 is planned to be quite a long season because there's a couple... It's only... I'll say more about Season 5 in due course, but it's going to be a bit longer than previous, partially because of the tournament, but there's also a few stream days coming up where I'm not actually available. There's a Saturday, I got my brother's stag do. That's actually in Season 4. My brother's wedding. I've got a tour in Oxford with an old choir that I'm doing in September, and I'm stripping back happy hour a little bit. I'm still going to be doing it, but it won't be every week. It'll be 2 on, 1 off, probably something like that. Wait, don't go. Head to head, maybe for new game. Well, obviously I thought about Duel, but that's a little bit of Face Off. But you know, those are taken. You'll see it. You'll see it in a minute and see what you think of it. Adster, are you not joining the lobby? Are you coming back in? I'm assuming you're not. Denmark semis, then finals, either Italy or Spain. My prediction now for the European Cup, and I'm not saying this to jinx this, I'm not saying this to be unpatriotic, I'm not saying that because I don't want England to win. I would quite like England to win, but I reckon it's going to be a Spain-England final and Spain will win. That's my prediction. I thought that at the end of the last match. I'm not saying that because I want it to happen. That's what I think will happen. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm right next Sunday. Right. Going into the lobby, the stream is playing out, so... Oh, fair enough, Asta. No worries. Italy, England. Italy wins by dodge diving because Italy is Italy. Is that racist? Well, the Italian football team is going to do the Italian football team, maybe. Right, I'm going to lock this lobby up. The sting is coming to an end. I'm going to give myself a little bit more volume here. We get football staying home for the next one if England win. Maybe. Let's lock the lobby. I need to find out why it's being really, really smooth in games like Google That when it does a camera pan. It looked really smooth on OBS. I'm assuming it looks smooth for you. But on things like Spotlight, it goes about 3 frames a second on stream. Weird thing on Spotlight is that I get it really, really smooth on my computer. Let's stop the bonus right there. Another 26 and 1 new player. Welcome to you. Yeah, on Spotlight, it's really smooth on my home monitor on the game itself, but on the stream it looks really juddery. But on things like Google That, it's smooth on both. I don't understand. Do not understand. Anyway, that's enough of me moaning about stream problems. Stream problems are going to be stream problems. First pick to last pick, calling my shot. Is that your prediction, Kegler Coach? Well, let's find out, and we'll populate those podiums. And we're off. First podium to be filled is pole position. Nice position to be. Farfowley, welcome to the game. I don't think I've seen you there before. Welcome on in. Lovely to have you. And if you don't get picked, apologies this week, but do enjoy the spectation. Red podium, podium number 5, goes to Oni. Obviously not able to play the last game. Welcome on in, Oni. Good to have you here. Looks, apparently you got your head scanner away, Trace. Green podium on the front, it's our friend Zeus. Welcome on in, Zeus, onto the green podium. Some work to do from there, but you will start on 0. We'll see what happens. Onto the blue podium on the front row next. It's Big Man Aaron. Come on in, Big Man Aaron. Hope you're keeping well. Lovely to see you. A third of the way through our players. Onto the back row, the yellow podium. The other side, it's Samster on the yellow podium. Welcome on in, Samster. Hope you're well. I'll go over asses sick of this podium all game. A pog from Samster on the yellow podium in the middle row. Emily Apocalypse. Welcome to the game, Emily. Great to have you with us. Hope you're keeping well. We're halfway there. That's 6 of 12. Another 6 to go. Front and centre, podium number 9, it's AJ Nokia. Welcome on in, AJ. A nice red podium for you there to go with your blue hoodie. Welcome to the game, my friend. On we go. Yellow podium on the right-hand side. In the middle, it's Jerry Ellis. Hello, Jerry. First game since 2020. Nice, Samster. Welcome to the game, Jerry. Hope you're keeping well. We'll go around a little bit more. Blue podium. Trying to finish off the middle. It's We Like Shapes. Hello there, Mr. The Shapes. Great to see you. 2 more greens and a red. What's going to get filled next? It's one of the greens over on the left-hand side. And it's Cetra. Welcome to the game, Cetra. Great to see you. Hope you're keeping well. 2 more podiums that require filling. Who's going to take him? It's Jeremy Corbyn Corner. It's Tadaru. Welcome to the game, Tadaru. Hope you're keeping well. And one more. Gliding overall on podium number 1 at the back. It is Pyro Pygmy. We hope you 12 are all ready to play Google That tonight. Well, those are our dynamic dozen, and this is a game like no other. It's pretty wacky, but it's pretty close to the game we're going to be playing in about an hour's time. The new game, which is going to be the Season 5 tournament, probably most similar to this. But Nanoel, also 0 of X. Sorry, that's the way it goes. Some days you win, some days you lose, I'm afraid. And RNG is going to RNG. But these are our 12 players, and we hope you're ready to play Google That tonight. If you're ready, let's go to the first round. Which button do I press? Is it start? I think it's start. There we go. haven't seen the Stream Deck layout for a while. It's got 4 pages rather than just a button that says progress, which is probably what I should, do to make it a bit more user-friendly. Anyway, round 1 is the early bird. Answer the multiple choice question. The question will appear in the chat first, so keep your eyes on the chat and whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot A, B, C, or D. Only the first 5 correct players will score 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2 respectively. No points if you're wrong or you're too slow. Instructions there on how to whisper if you don't know already. Make sure you've got Persephone's Twitch bot up and ready. 5 questions in this round and a maximum of 50 points available. So, fingers on buzzers, everybody. This is Jay White's question pack. The very best of luck to you all. Here's question number 1. Which of these onomatopoeic words has a homophone meaning to make a supply last by practicing strict economy? Is it hum, pop, boom, or eek? Everybody getting an answer in? And only 5 people getting the right answer. Farfaldi, We Like Shapes, Oni, Big Man Aaron, and Tadaru. Which of these onomatopoeic words has a homophone meaning to make a supply last by practicing strict economy? Correct answer is eke, to eke something, to eke out, to make last a long time. Shapes was the fastest there, getting 10 points. Tadaru getting 8, Farfaldi getting 6, Oni getting 4, Big Man Aaron getting 2. Everyone else was wrong, no points to you. Let's reset the podiums. And on we go to question number 2. Cast a look over this. If you were to do a Carolina or collegiate shag in a Jack and Jill competition, what would you be doing? Bird watching, dancing, playing baseball, or cutting hair? A lot of people getting this one right here. Only 4, Pyro, Pygmy, Samster, Oni, and Jerry failing to find the right answer, but only 5 of the 8 people who got it right can get points. Correct answer is B, dancing. Jack and Jill is a format of competition in partner dancing where the competing couples are the result of a random matching of leaders and followers. Carolina or collegiate shag is a type of swing dance. Oh, and yeah, you can make yourself do that. If you type exclamation mark and then a message into the public chat, you can make your avatar speak. The text mesh doesn't quite wrap, so keep them short if you want to be able to actually read them. Big Man Aaron was fastest there, getting 10 points. Zeus was second for 8. Farfaldi getting another 6. Emily Apocalypse getting 4. And Shapes getting 2. Cetra, Tadaru, and AJ, you were all correct, but unfortunately not fast enough. Let's reset the podiums. Too slow indeed, AJ. You've got to be faster than that. Let's go on to question number 3. Take a look. Which of these countries have more inscribed UNESCO World Heritage Sites than the number of letters in their full name? South Africa, Cambodia, Mexico, or Iceland? Bit of getting an answer in. Most people getting the correct answer there. Zeus, Pyro, Pygmy, and Big Man Aaron sitting it out. The correct answer, not sitting it out, getting it wrong. Correct answer was Mexico. So Mexico, United Mexican States 19 versus 35. South Africa, Republic of South Africa 21 versus 10. Cambodia is the Kingdom of Cambodia 17 versus 3. Iceland has no official title but only has 3 World Heritage Sites. So yeah, quite a lot of information to pass on that question, but that is the nature of the game. It was fast to say. Farfaldi getting 10 points, very nice. AJ getting 8, Shapes getting 6, Oni getting 4, and Emily getting 2. Unfortunately, Samster, Jerry, Cetra, and Tadaru all correct, but not fast enough. Let's reset the podiums. As we get ready for question number 4, fingers on buzzers, A, B, C, or D, here it is. Which Greek letter is also a cucumber-loving mythical Japanese creature and an Italian sportswear brand? Zeta, Kappa, Tau, or Omicron? Shapes and Aaron leaving it a little bit late there. They were right, but I think they might have been a bit slow as the last 2 to answer. 7 people getting the correct answer there. 5 of you getting it wrong. The correct answer, which was Kappa. There it is. And all the Kappas coming in the chat now. Very nice. Oni was the fastest there, getting himself 10 points. Cetra getting 8 points. Points on the board. Very nice. Emily getting another 6 there. Tadaru getting 4. And Jerry Eris, first points of the game, getting 2. Samson Pyro Pygmy still yet to score, though. Plenty of mileage to go. Let's go on to the final question of the round. Let's reset the podiums. Question 5. 4 options, A, B, C, or D. Here they are. Which sense would a baking recipe call for you to temporarily lose in order to make an apple pie, for example? A, taste, B, hearing, C, sight, or D, smell? Wow, Shape's the only person to get it right. Farfaldi not quite getting an answer in time there. I'm not quite sure I understand this question, but Shapes is the only one to get it right. Let's take a look at the correct answer. It's sight, in reference to blind baking. So a little bit of a cryptic-y one there. Partially or completely bake a pie crust before filling it. A blind baking would encourage you to lose your sight. Literally no idea why. Blind baking. That's what this game's all about. These slightly more cryptic, slightly trickier double layer questions is a nice way of thinking about this, which does add into the Google proofing. Shape's the only player to get some points there. 10 points means Pyropygmy and Samster are yet to score at the end of round 1. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. Absolutely crappy start for Samster, yet to score, but still plenty of rounds to go. Opponent Nuevo, I've been baking pies incorrectly then. Removes pie from here. Shapes takes an early lead with 28. Farfowley is gliding overall with 22. Oni getting onto the finishing the top row with 18. Tadaru, Big Man Aaron and Emily are all on 12. Cetra, AJ, Zeus all on 8. Cetra taking priority for reasons best known to the computer. Jerry Eris on 2. Pyropygmy and Samster yet to score, but we've still got plenty of time. Let's go on to round number 2. Round 2 is bid on the buzzer. Category will be given to you, for example, history. When prompted, whisper a bid from 1 to 10 to the bot. This is a number of your points that you're risking on this question. Remember, you can go into negatives if you bid high. Only the 6 highest bidders will be in play for the question, so if you really want a chance to answer a category that you particularly like, you need to bid that little bit higher. Again, the category or question will appear in the chat first. If you are in play, whisper your answer to the bot. If you're first to answer correctly, you get 10 points. However, if you give me the wrong answer or nobody in play answers, then you lose the points that you risk. So, if nobody answers within the 15 seconds, then you lose your points that were risked. If you give me the wrong answer, then you lose the points that you risk. So you've got to bid high, but of course that increases the risk. Additionally, if a player gives a wrong answer, not if all the players time out, but if a wrong answer is given, players who weren't in play get a 5-point bonus. So this is a round where Luigi strats could be a very real thing. Though we have seen it before where everybody bids low, and because of that tie, it means everybody is eligible, so there are no Luigi strat points available. Lot to think about, a lot of strategy in this round. The first thing you'll see is a category bid from 1 to 10, whisper it to Persephone's Twitch bot, and then if you're in play, you get a chance to answer it. 5 questions in the round and a maximum of 50 points available. So, if you're ready, bids from 1 to 10. You bid anything you like from 1 to 10. If you bid higher than 10, then it won't process it. You'll have to bid again. And if you don't bid before the time gives up, before the time finishes, then you will be given a default bid of 1. Fingers on buzzers. Category number 1 is history. 1 to 10. Have we lost Farfowley? We may have lost Farfowley. I know they were answering very quickly before. Didn't get a last question and didn't get a bid in there. Perhaps unsurprisingly, everybody is eligible for this question. The bids were such that Big Man Aaron bidding 5, Pyropygmy being 6, Samster going for 4, Cetra for 3, Shakes for 3, and everyone else going for 1. So there was a 7-way tie for the 6th lowest vote. So everyone's eligible. No Luigi strats available. If you think you know the answer, type it into the bot. 10 points if you're right, minus your stake if you're wrong. Good luck. Here's question number 1. What hair treatment abbreviation is also the first 4 letters of the name for the first mass extinction when preceding IAN? Farfowley is here. There's a buzz from Farfowley. Perm, saying perm. Is perm the right answer? I'm actually going to bring up my inspector so I can actually see ahead of time if that's the right answer. Is perm the right answer? Very well done, Farfowley. Perm. Ian, presumably. Hair treatment abbreviation is also the first 4 letters of the name for the first mass extinction when preceding IAN. Rude Ian, indeed. Permian. Perm was the correct answer. Very well done for Fowley. 10 points to you. Let's reset the podiums. Do I need to press tick? No, you've got the points. I only need to press cross. I need to press tick if the computer marks it wrong, and I need to press cross if you get it wrong. But if it's right, then it's right. Right, category number 2, fingers on buzzers, bidding from 1 to 10. Here is the category. Professions. Everybody's got a bid in. Aha! We've got some potential Luigi strats going on here. AJ, Zeus, Jerry, and Oni bidding 2. Emily and Cetra bidding 1. Unfortunately, that is not going to be able to get you this question, but you could get some Luigi points. Bids of a bit of 7 from Samster, 5s from Tadaru, and Farfowli, 4s from Pyro Pygmy, Big Man Aaron, and We Like Shapes. So there are 6 players eligible for this. Best of luck. Here's your question. What was the job title of 16th century Frenchman Blaise de Vignières, who gave his name to Le Chiffre Indéchiffrable, which uses a keyboard to obscure the frequency letters occur? Farfowli again. Cryptanalyst. Cryptanalyst is the answer given. Let's have a look. The correct answer is cryptographer. I'm going to defer to Jay White on this one because this is Jay White's question pack, and if we need a third opinion, then I will go to Colo, who proofed this one. Jay White, is cryptanalyst and cryptographer one and the same, or is that different enough to warrant an incorrect answer? Oh, did you say that accept and noted? Well, there we go, Colo. I'm just going to go and refer back to those notes because I should consider accepting cryptanalyst. You absolutely did say that, and that is good enough for me that it has been thought of ahead of time, which means I am going to accept cryptanalyst, and that's another 10 points for Farfowli there. Very nice indeed. 2 for 2, Farfowli. Looking good so far. Let's reset the podiums. As we go on to category number 3, get your bits in. Here's the category. Architecture. So no Luigi Strat points have been given so far. 4 players sitting this one out, all bidding 1. Everybody else is eligible, so 8 players here. Big bids here from Shapes and Farfowli, and Big Man Aaron all bidding 5. Samster going and Tadaru going for 3. Pyro Pygmy, Cetra, and Oni going for 2. Fingers on buzzers then, everybody. Question number 3. Take a look at this. What red brown clay gives its name to the military sculptures attending the funeral tomb of ancient Chinese Empress Xin, located in Xi'an, China? Farfowli. Terracotta. Getting the answer before I've finished even reading the question, and that's a long answer to type as well. Is terracotta the right answer? Absolutely right. Terracotta. Very well played. 10 points to you, Farfowli. You are absolutely on form right here. What's happening? Right. Farfowli, 10 points. Very, very well played. Let's reset the podiums. Category number 4. And it's even in Google that, so we know what they're not doing. I wasn't accusing anyone of Googling. That was far from my mind. But these are not Googleable questions. I'm not for 1 second suggesting anyone is Googling in this game. We have a very nice honour system here. That's far from my mind. So, very, very fast answer from Farfowli so far. Category number 4. Fingers on buzzers. Get your bids in. Here is the category. Aviation. Here come the bids. There's your time, and we've got 6 players this time. AJ and Pyro Pygmy going for 3. Shapes, Big Man Aaron going for 4. Farfowli and Samster going for 5. Everyone else on a low bid. Hope for some of the Luigi Strat points. Best of luck. Fingers on buzzers. Question number 4 on aviation. Here it is. What massive flying boat of 1947 had a name consisting of a type of tree and a bird, both rhyming with juice? Farfowli again. Saying spruce goose. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable answering these questions. I'm barely able to get these questions out before the answers come in, and these are hard questions in my not so humble opinion. Maybe you're a puzzle guru and able to do these cryptic-y things. I see a cryptic crossword, I fall apart. I'm not very good. Whenever I can solve a cryptic crossword puzzle, it's a great moment of triumph for me. AJ, can I borrow some of your fingers for Fowley? Lend out a couple of your fingers. Right, that's the correct answer. That's another 10 points, up to 62 now before the end of round 2. This is a very impressive score. Let's reset the podiums. One final chaser in disguise, brings us saying. One final category here in round 2. Take a look at this. Holidays. Bids from 1 to 5. And that's a bid from everybody. We've got 9 players in. Oni, Cetra and Emily, bidding 3, 2 and 1 respectively. Not getting into this question. Saps has gone for 10 here. Big risk, but guaranteeing a slot in the question. A couple of 6s, Shapes and Farfowley and Big Man Aaron all going 6. Everybody else going 4, apart from AJ, who's gone for 8. Very best of luck. Question number 5 on holidays. Fingers on buzzers. Here's your question. In 2019, for New Year, the Hong Kong garrison of the Chinese army marched in the shape of a character from a British animation series to celebrate the year of which animal? Zeus. Saying to me, rat. In 2019, for New Year, the Hong Kong garrison of the Chinese army marched in the shape of a character from a British animation series to celebrate the year of which animal? Is it rat? I'm afraid it's pig, Zeus. Pig was the answer that we needed there. Not a Farfowley buzz. No, you've got someone else on the buzzer. Not the correct answer, though, on this occasion, Zeus. I'm afraid you're going to lose 4 points there. Minus 4 points to Zeus. That was his stake. And giving 5 free points out to Oni, Emily, and Cetra. Right, that is the end of a very high-scoring round 2. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. Yeah, a bit of friendly rivalry for Sam's, or at least at some points, not for Farfowley. Sam's is grateful not to see the gap between his score and Farfowley's score, not to increase anymore. Farfowley, unsurprisingly, is in pole position with 62. Shapes gliding overall with 28. Oni's in third with 23. Emily in fourth on 17, Cetra 13, Tadaru 12, Big Man Aaron 12, AJ's on 8, Zeus on 4, Jerry on 2, Pyro Pygmy and Samsy yet to score, but all of that could change as we go to round number 3. Round number 3 is taboo. You need to name something that fits a given category. For example, capital cities in Asia. Whisper one answer and one answer only to Persephone Switch, but you score points for giving more unique answers. So 10 points for giving a unique correct answer. Answers given by 2, 3, 4, 5 or more players score 6, 4, 2 and 0 points respectively. So if a correct answer is shared by 3 players, you get 4 points each. No points, of course, if the answer doesn't fit the category. 5 questions in the round. Again, a maximum of 50 points available here. So the very best of luck to you all. No bidding to speak of in this round. All you've got to do is name something in a category. It's a bit like Pointless. You want to name the more obscure answer to get more points. Good luck. Here comes question number 1. Name a car brand among the 15 most popular in the UK as of Q1 2021. Just Cetra not getting an answer in there. So this one is the round that does take a little bit longer to condone because I've got to compare answers with what's on the list and I've got to compare answers with what other people said. So let's take a look first of all at what you all said. Citroen, Ferrari, Vauxhall, Kia, Toyota, Subaru, Mazda, BMW, Vauxhall, another Mazda and another Vauxhall there. So only 2 repeated answers. Computer is telling me that 0, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 are wrong. So only 1 and 5 correct answers, Ferrari and Toyota apparently. Let's just double check this list, see if anything snuck through. Citroen, no sign. Vauxhall, no sign. Kia, no sign. Toyota is there. Subaru, no sign. Mazda, no sign. BMW, no sign. Vauxhall, I think we checked no sign, and Mazda we checked no sign, and Vauxhall no sign. That is unusual to get quite so many answers incorrect, but unfortunately, no points if you put anything other than what's been said on podium, what did I say, 1 and 5. Wow. Bit of a bloodbath on the first question. There are 17 options available here. Both Ferrari and Toyota are among those correct answers. Podium 1 and Podium 5, both correct, both unique, very well played, 10 points each. Answers you could have had: Jaguar, Aston Martin, Rolls-Royce, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Audi, Lamborghini, Land Rover, Ford, Mini, Volkswagen, Bentley, Ferrari, Volvo and Toyota. Most popular in the UK in quarter 1 2021. Those are the answers. Right, let's reset the podiums. Hopefully give a few more points out on this one. Here is question number 2. Take a look. Name an official language in the 2nd most populous country in the world. everyone getting an answer and having a good think about that. First of all, what is the second most populous country in the world? And then what could be an official language? And then what is going to be a non-thought of official language? Let's take a look and see what you said. Everyone gave an answer. Hindi, Spanish, Tamil, Bengal, Hindi, English, Tamil, English, Mandarin, English, Punjab and English. Computer is telling me 1, 5, 7, 8, 9 and 11 are wrong. Spanish is not on my list, I'm afraid, Shapes. English is not on my list, Daru and AJ. And Mandarin is not on my list. English and English not on my list. So I'm afraid if you gave me English, Mandarin or Spanish, it's no points. Everything else is a correct answer. So how many people said Hindi? 2 of them, Farfauli and Cetra on podium 0 and podium 4. Shared 2 ways. That is going to be, I'm just going to double check no one else did it. Yes, 2 ways, 6 points. 2 people saying Tamil as well. Podium 2 and podium 6, both correct. Shared 2 ways, 6 points. Bengali and Punjab are both correct and both unique answers. So Emily Apocalypse on podium 3 and Pyro Pygmy, first points of the game on podium 10. Very well done, 10 points each. Answers you could have had: Assamese, Bengali or Bengali, Bangla, Bodu, Dogri, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Maithili, Malaysian, Manipuri, Marathi, Maitai, Nepali or Nepali, Oriya, Punjabi or Punjab, Sanskrit, Santali, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu and Urdu. Probably the answer I would have gone for. I'm assuming the second most populous country here is India. That would be my hunch based on that. Let's reset the podiums. In fact, I could go and look at my factoids and see if it actually says. Indian languages, yes. Indian was the correct answer. The second most populous country in the world. Right, on we go then. Question number 3. Take a look at this. Name a president of the United States who has also served as vice president. I'm pretty sure this came up not a few weeks ago. I'm pretty sure in one of my question packs. Full-time 4-0 England. Welcome, Matt, and anyone else who's joining us post-football. Lovely to have you here. Do come on in. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before, but let's have a look and see what you all said. Answers. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Biden, Ronald Reagan, Biden, John Adams, Biden, Ford, Nixon. Computer is telling me that podium 4 is incorrect. Ronald Reagan apparently did not serve as vice president. It is not a name on my list, so unfortunately, Cetra, that is going to be no points. Everybody else, very, very our local political consultant, Jack Wilford, Governor of California, and then President. So everyone else giving me a correct answer. Let's go through the most populous first of all. Biden, podium 2, podium 3, podium 5, podium 7, shared 4 ways. 2, 3, 5, 7, and nowhere else. Just managing to sneak some points. 4 ways, that is 2 points, I think. 4 ways is 2. Hang on. 6, 4, 2. Yeah, I could never remember the rules for this game. 4 ways, 2 points. Now, John Adams. I'm seeing John Adams. 2 people saying John Adams on podium 1 and podium 6. Also 2 people saying Gerald Ford on podium 8 and podium 9. And 2 people saying Richard Nixon on podium 10 and podium 11. Shared 2 ways. That's going to be 6 points each. And just 1 unique correct answer from Farfauli on podium 0. Very well played. Thomas Jefferson, 10 points. Answers you could have had: John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Martin Van Buren, John Tyler, Millard Fillmore, Andrew Johnson, Chester Arthur, Theodore Roosevelt, Calvin Coolidge, Harry Truman, Richard Nixon, Lyndon Johnson, Gerald Ford, George H.W. Bush, and Joseph R. Biden. Well played. Let's reset the podiums. On we go. Question number 4. Fingers on buzzers. Have a look at this. Name a song from the original Mamma Mia soundtrack whose title has a Fibonacci number of words, excluding commas, in answer. Number of things to think about there. ABBA soundtrack, and what's the Fibonacci sequence? Fibonacci sequence 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and so on. So the next number in the sequence is the sum of the previous two numbers. So that number of words. So, for example, it actually gives you most of them. 1, 2, 3 are all Fibonacci numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 5 words would all have been fine, which is probably most of them. So that's just in there as a extra little level of thing to go over. You wouldn't have been able to have... Does your mother know? My wife and I thinking of the song at the same time. Does your mother know wouldn't have been a correct answer. And let's have a look and see what you said. Or knowing me, knowing you, which would have been 4, which would have been wrong, big man Aaron. Let's take a look and see what you said. Waterloo, money, money, money. Fernando, I have no idea. That's 4 words, so it wouldn't be right. Anyway, Mamma Mia, Waterloo, take a chance on me, and money, money, money. Computer's telling me 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10 are wrong. So Waterloo... I guess not in the Mamma Mia soundtrack, because it is a Fibonacci number. Fernando, again, not in the Mamma Mia soundtrack, although I guess that's what that means, because it's, yeah. So glad that Mamma Mia appears in Mamma Mia. 3, I have no idea. What else was wrong there? 4 and 5, no answer. 7, no answer. 8. Waterloo, apparently not appearing in Mamma Mia, and 10, no answer. Fernando's in the sequel. Waterloo was in the second one, but not in the first soundtrack. There we go. Thank you for the factoids there, Jay White. Unfortunately, if you put one of those, no points.
I do have another one for you, which is Does Your Mother Know is the only ABBA song that the men actually did the main
It is.
vocals.
Does Your Mother Know is the only ABBA song where the guys did the main vocals. Money, 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 Mamma Mia and Take a Chance on Me were all correct. So, Samson getting some more points here. Podium 1, podium 11, shared 2 ways. Money, 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 that is 6 points each. Well played. And Mamma Mia and Take a Chance on Me were both correct answers. Now, the eponymous song, Mamma Mia, only one person going for it. And Take a Chance on Me, also correct. That is going to be 10 points each. Well played. I'm so mildly irritated. Very mild. It's a game for mild irritation, is Google that. Well played. If you've got some points there, let's reset the podiums for the last question. Answers you could have had. Honey, Honey, Money, 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 Mamma Mia, Dancing Queen, Our Last Summer, Super Trooper, Gimme, 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 The Name of the Game, Voulez-Vous, SOS, The Winner Takes It All, Take a Chance on Me, and Thank You for the Music were the valid answers there. Fingers on buzzers then. Question number 5. Take a look at this. Name an animal that has been an official mascot at the Summer Olympic Games. Everybody getting an answer there? Let's take a look and see what you said. Tiger, bear, owl, owl, bear, fox, fox, cat, koala, fox, bear, and lion. Computer's telling me 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11 are wrong. Wow. So no owl. Nope, no owl on my list. And again, owl. Unless that's the upcoming Summer Olympic Games, in which case I might be inclined to accept it. Let's play guess an animal. Fox. No fox on my list, I'm afraid. So 5 and 6. Cat. No cat down there. Neither. Not even any particular types of cat as far as I can see. Koala. Also not right. Another fox. And a lion, I'm afraid not. So, I'm afraid if you gave me one of those answers, it's no points. Everything else is a correct answer. 3 people saying bear, which was correct. Podium 1, podium 4, and podium 10 shared 3 ways. 4 points each. Nicely done. And again, 1 unique correct answer. Tiger. Okay, that is a type of cat. I grant you that. But I'm not sure cat is going to be specific. It's not going to be accurate enough to let me allow you to have points there. Tiger, though, is correct. 10 points to Farfowley. Answers you could have had: dog, beaver, bear, eagle or bald eagle, tiger, kookaburra, platypus or duckbill platypus, echidna, fish. Fish is apparently one, but so is koi. Panda, giant panda, Tibetan antelope or antelope, and swallow, apparently.
I'm a dog.
You are a dog, Hermione. Would you like to come and say hello?
I was an Olympic mascot.
Come on. Come on.
No,
Come on. Hermione, what's this? Up you come.
No.
What's this? Come on. Circus. Circus.
You have no.
No, that's
treats,
Paul.
Daddy.
Here you go. Who's a good dog? Come and see Daddy. This is my dog. This is Hermione. You going to balk? There she goes, having a nice balk. Right, that is the end of the round. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores.
Can I get?
I would like to host this though. You can't can't host this game, you don't have opposable thumbs or much of a brain. Right, at the end of round 3, Farfowley is in pole position with 88. Shape's still gliding overall with 54. Big man Aaron now in third with 34. Oni's on 31. Emily 29. Tadaru 24. Setra 23. Pyro Pygmy 20. Jerry Eris on 18. Samsa 12. AJ and Zeus on 10. Nice to see everybody at least has got some points. Do you want another penny? Let's have another penny in between rounds. Google 48 and see what it says. But don't actually. Right, that's the end of round 3. All of this could change as we go into round 4. And this round is a doozy, I will say. Both the start of the round and the question content therein. Let's go take a little look at it, I think. Round 4 then is the blind auction. How many questions from 1 to 10 can you answer on a set of given categories? When prompted, you need to whisper a bid from 1 to 10 to the bot. You'll be shown 10 increasingly difficult questions worth 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on points. Does mean if you get all 10 correct, you get 100 points. Don't answer if you don't want to try the current question, because tactically you can choose to wait for more valuable questions. But much like if you played the first round of the Escape Artist, once you've achieved your bid, you bank your points and are frozen out of the rest of the round. Failing to meet your bid loses all points from this round. So don't bid too high, because if it becomes impossible for you to get that number of points, then you get nothing for the round. If you get one wrong, it doesn't immediately eliminate you, but it will increase your bid by 1. So too many incorrect answers, you're going to push your score up too high to get points. So bid carefully. This round is a bit of a doozy. You get the category at the beginning, and then you need to tell me, based on this category, how many questions you think you can answer from 1 to 10. Failing to put in a valid bid will result in a default bid of 1. And if you do that, remember, you don't have to answer the first question. You can answer whichever question you like, depending on your bidding. But let's see how you get on. The category is Only Connect and a Question of Genius. How many are we going to go for? Bids are in. Samps is going for 6 here, the highest bid we've got. Farfowley is going for 5. Quite a few 4s up here. Big Man Aaron, We Like Shapes, Oni, Tadaru, Pyro Pygmy and Jerry Eris all going for 4. AJ, Zeus, both going for 3. Cetra's going for 2 and Emily just going for the 1. Remember, it's a perfectly valid tactic to try and throw one to artificially increase your bid after the fact. Let's stop that bonus now. 31 players get themselves a penny there. Very nice. Remember, if there aren't enough questions to get your points, then you don't get anything for the round. And once you have got your allotment, then you cannot answer any more. Very best of luck. Question number 1 is worth 1 point if you can bank. 10 questions left. Take a look at this. Aquarius, Aries, Cancer. What is the next item in the sequence? Just 4 people attempting this one. Remember, harder get they. The questions do get harder as they go on. What is the next item in the sequence? Correct answer was Capricorn. Cetra going for Leo is not the right answer. You're going to get 1 extra pip. That's going to take you up to 3 there, Cetra. Let's reset the podiums. Zeus and AJ now down to 2. Big Man Aaron down to 3. I think they were the, and among with Cetra were the 4 who answered. Let's go on question number 2. It's a 3-pointer, 9 questions remaining. Take a look at this. Oh yes, alphabetical order. Here's your question. First letter in the name of the test devised by William Stern to judge mental age compared to chronological age stands for what? Six players out of 12 having a go at this one. The first letter in the name of the test devised by William Stern to judge mental age compared to chronological age stands for what? The first letter stands for what? I think it's IQ, which stands for intelligence quotient, so hopefully you gave me the answer intelligence. Let's take a look. Intelligence is indeed the right answer. Emily Apocalypse getting the correct answer and banking out those 3 points there. Very well done, Emily. You're safe from the rest of the round, though you can't answer any more questions. Go make yourself a cup of tea and come back for the final. On we go. Let's reset the podiums. No one down to just 1 remaining. There are still 8 questions left in the bank, and 2 players still need 5, Samster and Farfowley. Let's take a look at question number 3. What single 4-letter word can come before I, ace, street, and -E? Some last clutch answers coming in there. 5 people having a go at this one. So, single 4-letter word. The hyphen E is very important, as Jay White is saying, and maybe a bit of a clue to you. Wall-eye, wall-ace, Wall Street, and of course, wall-e. Half a second too late. Bad luck there, Samson. The correct answer was wall. High eye, high ace. High ace I could get, high street I could certainly get involved in. High eye, I'm not sure I've heard of that. And I certainly don't think I've heard of high E, so I'm not going to allow that one, AJ. Good a guess as any, if it's 2 out of 4 of them. But unfortunately, you're going to earn yourself an extra pit. Big Man Aaron down to just 1 question needed. Let's reset the podiums. Still only Emily to have escaped so far. Big Man Aaron, just 1 more question required. Shapes, Tadaru, Zeus, all needing 2. Question number 4 with 7 points, 7 questions to go. Take a look at this. What single word gives the subject of study of both epistemologists and London taxi drivers? Just the 5 having a go at this far. Fowley, Shapes, Oni, Sapster, and Zeus. All attempting this one. The correct answer was the knowledge. Yes, indeed. All 5 who attempted that giving me the correct answer. Very well done. Shapes and Zeus just a single point away from freedom in this round. Let's reset the podiums. Oni needs 2. Tadaru needs 2. Zeus, Big Man Aaron, Shapes all needing 1. A few players with 3 and a couple still with 4. Farfowley, Sapster, and Pyro Pick Me. On we go. Question number 5. Reaching the halfway point with 9.6 questions to go. Have a look at this. Which 2 letters connect a spicy Chinese sauce, 10-plus-year-old brandy, a hug and a kiss over text, and a backwards bovine? Hello, Janvier TV. Sorry, I've only just seen you, and good night to you as well. How many players attempted this one? 9 out of 12. This is a nice question. Lots of little clues to help you get towards that 9-pointer question. Big Man Aaron and Zeus are sitting this one out. The one that would have given it to me actually was the brandy question, unsurprisingly. It is XO that we were after, and everyone who attempted there gave me a correct answer. Lovely to see a sea of green right there. Shapes becomes the second player to escape the round. Sorry, to bank out the points in the round. Getting 24 additional points, taking up to 78. Nicely done. Oni and Tadaru now down to just 1 required, as is Big Man Aaron and Zeus, who didn't play that question. Cetra and Jerry and AJ all need 2. Samster, Pyro, Pygmy, and Farfowley still need 3, with 5 to go. Let's reset the podiums. 5 questions remaining. Farfowley, Samster, Pyro, Pygmy, you can afford 1 more wrong answer or 2 more abstentions. After that, you've got to give me all of them. Question number 6 worth 11 points. 5 questions to go. Have a look at this. General knowledge has been posted to an oceanic country whose flag has the same number of stars as on his NATO uniform. Where is he? Big Man Aaron's having a go. And only Big Man Aaron is having a go. Posted to an oceanic country whose flag has the same number of stars as on his NATO uniform. That's a tricky question to get through. Some quite specific knowledge. Big Man Aaron is saying eek. The correct answer was New Zealand, and Big Man Aaron has got the right answer and banking out 20 points. Very, very well played there, Big Man Aaron, becoming the 3rd player to bank out in this round. Nicely done. Oni, Tadaru, and Zeus all needing 1. Jerry, AJ, and Cetra all needing 2. Samster, Farfowley, and Pyro Pygmy needing 3. 9 players still yet to bank. Let's reset the podiums. This could be interesting. There are only 4 questions left. Farfowley, Samster, and Pyro Pygmy. You cannot afford a wrong answer. You can afford 1 more abstention. Jerry, AJ, Cetra, you can afford 1 more wrong answer or 2 abstentions. Zeus, Tadaru, Oni, you've got a little bit of wriggle room, but there are 4 questions left. Take a look at question 7. It's worth 13 points. That won what literary prize in 2020 for that? Farfowley's in. And Pyro Pygmy at the 11th hour, both having a go at that one, which means Samster is going to be committed definitely to getting these last 3. If Farfowley or Pyro Pygmy are wrong, then they are frozen out and don't get any points for the round. The correct answer was the Booker Prize. I always thought it was called the Man Booker Prize. Man with 2. I thought it was Man with 2 ends, but I'm not going to condone criticise spelling too much here. I am going to refer to Jay White and Colo on this, who are my gurus on this particular round. Is it no longer the Booker Prize or the Man Booker Prize? Is that should Man Booker be an acceptable answer? Man Booker is fine, thank you very much, Kodo. So I'm just going to zoom in there on Farfowly and give you a tick for Man Booker. Losing another pip down to 2. Unfortunately, Pyro Pygmy, Dog Lone Star was the name of the book, or something in that general ballpark. But not the literary prize that it won. So unfortunately, gaining that extra pip means there are not enough questions for you to bank, and you're going to go red. Let's reset the podiums. So, we've still got 8 players in contention. Samson needing all 3, Farfowly and Jerry and AJ and Cetra needing 2 of 3, Oni, Tadaru and Zeus needing 1 of 3. Question number 8 is worth 15 points. Very best of luck. Take a look at this. If you divide Sir Isaac's SI unit by the space taken up by a 2D object, what measure do you get? Cetra and Farfowly are in. We're getting seriously cryptic at this point. I'm going to come down and have a look at the factoid for this one. The correct answer was... pressure. Cetra getting the right answer. Farfowly getting the wrong answer. Farfowly going for force. Let me give you a factoid here. Pressure equals force, or Newton, over area. So it's the SI unit is the Newton, or the force, divided by the space taken up by a 2D object, which is its area. You would get the pressure. Halfway there, Farfowly, but unfortunately not quite close enough. A very good effort, but it does mean I think it is no longer possible for you to bank your points in this round, and likewise, Samster, I'm afraid you're going to go red. Let's reset the podiums. Light You Back Up is the escape artist, that's my bad. 2 questions left. 9 is worth 17 points. AJ and Jerry, you need both of them. Oni, Tadaru, Cetra and Zeus, either of these last 2 will bank your points. It'll be big points if you can manage it. Good luck, fingers on buzzers. Here is question number 9. Excluding vowels in your answer, smash together the full name of Royal Flush's cat in the chair with the study of speech, sounds in languages. Oh, AJ! AJ with the clutch answer. So, excluding vowels, so you need to get rid of the vowels. Smash together the full name of Royal Flush's cat in the chair. That's Persephone. I'm wearing said shirt. Persephone's chair. It's not suited me, but it's been very fun nonetheless. Samster. The study of speech sounds in languages. It's a great question. Also, a lot to process in 10 seconds. The next one even more so. I will say that for nothing. Would have been Persephonetics. So phonetics and Persephone. Good cryptex question, possibly, although a little long for cryptex. Cryptex is normally 8. Persephonetics is, minus the vowels, is what you should have said. Let's take a look at the answer. Home time has been fun, y'all. AJ with the clutch answer. Unfortunately, not the right answer. So, AJ and also Jerry, I'm afraid there is no escaping this time, and you're going to go red. Let's reset the podiums. One more question. Now, I will tell you for nothing, at the head of this question, the answer has a single letter. There is a lot of information to pass in this, but you might want to try, if you're running out of time, hitting and hoping. The answer is a single letter. I will give you that in advance. Oni, Tadaru, Cetra and Zeus, the very best of luck. Take a look at this. Take the score for strategy in Scrabble and divide by the scenes of the Korean show The Genius. Provide the letter that falls in this position in the surname of the artist who painted the Marilyn diptych. Go for a letter, a hit and hope. I think that is a lot of things, but I just thought I'd give you the forewarning that it is a letter. It is a 10-pointer. I've got to remember the time scale on this. I think it's something we'll tighten up for next time. I think because obviously under the 15 seconds, it's a lot of information. I barely got through the question there. But let's take a look. If it was a hit and hope, did we get the right letter? The answer, for what it's worth, is R, and Cetra got there. 43 points. Zeus going for 6, which isn't a letter last time I checked. I know. Y for Y, Ben, and F in chat for paying respects. Cetra getting there. I don't know if you worked that out. If you did, Cetra, then you are a smarter man than I. If it was a stab in the dark, then touche to you as well. So, 12 divided by 4, 12 for strategy, the number of seasons of The Genius was 4, gives you 3. Warhol was the answer. And the third letter of Warhol is R. No, 6 isn't a number, so it's not. So that's the breakdown of that question. A lot to process, a lot of information needed to be got there, but you've got to have the odd one from time to time. And Cetra getting the right answer, banking 43 points. Huge congratulations. Zeus, Tadaru and Oni, I'm afraid it's going to be no points for the round, but we've got 4 players escaping here with points. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores going into the final round. That is the end of round 4, and it is all very close. Farfowli is still in pole position with 88, but the gap's closed down a lot. Shape's now gliding overall with 78. Cetra's in third with 66. Bigman Aaron, 54. Emily with 32. Oni, 31. Tadaru, 24. Pyro Pigma with 20. Jerry with 18. Samsa, 12. AJ and Zeus still on 10. But all of that can change as we go to round 4, the final round. Let's take a look. 6 is an anti-Roman numeral for F. Nice. Round 5 is a big finish. You will be shown a category, for example, art. When prompted, whisper a bid to Persephone's Twitch bot. Any amount of points from 10 up to your current score. Final Jeopardy, if you've played Jeopardy before, very similar to that. When the question appears, whisper your answer to the bot. Correct answer, win points equal to your bid. Wrong answer, lose points equal to your bid. Only the one question in the round, theoretical maximum of 250 points, though in this case the maximum you could be getting would be 176 for Farfowli. Wouldn't quite be a record, but it would be pretty close. They were only playing for gold, silver or bronze. The high scores live on in our memories. Now, I said last time we played this that I would try and increase the timer for this round. I haven't done that, but this is a short question in this round. It is a short question, and it's got an equally short answer, but it is a thinky one. It won't take much parsing time, but it might take a little bit of thinky time. What I could do, potentially, is change the timescale on the game to something like 0.75, which would give you about 20 seconds. The music wouldn't sync up, so that'd be a little bit irritating. Yes, please. Is an entire cryptic crossword. Thinking time is greater than drinking time. Well, I'm not going to do that because I think this question is parsable and answerable within 15 seconds, but it is way, way outside the box. Shall I do that? Shall I change it to 0.75 on the timescale? It will mean the sound won't match up, but I'm going to do it just because I've been feeling recently we do need a little bit more time on this final question. So, it might mean the animations run, so I'm hoping it won't actually affect the processing of the answers. It should just give you more time before it sort of runs out. So, category, how many points are you going to bid? Anything, I'm going to leave it on 1 for now, so that's standard. Anything from 10 up to your current score. Take a look at the scores around you. How much do you want to bid to try and get ahead? Bearing in mind you'll need to give a correct answer. Do you want to risk it all and go for glory? Or do you want to play it safe, assuming you might be able to find the answer and get some points and some other people will get it wrong? All of those decisions are things that you have got to make. The category for the big finish question is comedic value. Anything from 10 up to your current score. Non-bids gets a default bid of 10. Curious what AJ and Zeus have voted. Cetra not getting a bid in, so the only player that we know has just bid the minimum of 10. Immediate regret. I'm now going to change the timescale down to 0.8. Okay? It will give you a little bit of extra time, an extra 5 seconds, and we'll see if it works for the game. The clock will still count down from 10, but it will just be slower. The music will end before the clock does. Good luck. Get ready for the big finish question. Here we go. Too slow, bad luck, etc. Well, here's the question. A little bit more time to think about it here. The big finish question is, if you jumped off a bridge in Paris, what would you be in? Answer should be a proper noun and a pun. Cetra, Tadaru and AJ not getting an answer in, and I'll put the timescale back up. It doesn't look like that's affected anything. Just giving you a little bit of extra thinking time. It's a slightly ugly, janky way of doing it, but it's certainly a way of doing it. So, if you jumped off a bridge in Paris, what would you be in? Thank you for the extra seconds. I think that's a good idea. I need to work out how I can fit the soundtrack around that. I'll give it some thought. Maybe show the question for 5 seconds and then start the timer is probably the easiest way of doing it. The correct answer was sane. You would be insane. The Seine is the river in Paris, if you jumped off a bridge. And if you jumped into it, you'd be pretty insane. So a proper noun and a pun. Seine was the answer. I was after a boo from Arden Fetz there. Well, let's go through you one at a time. First of all, Zeus, what did you say? You said Seine. Correct, and we're pretty sure we're going to know you bid 10 points. Very nicely done. Zeus goes up to 20. Not all over for you yet. Let's go on to AJ. AJ, did you get an answer in? If you did it in Egypt and didn't think you'd be in denial, very nice, hamster. No answer from AJ, which means you're going to lose 10 points going home with what you came with, but hopefully you've had a lovely day. Samster, let's have a look. Starting on 12, what did you say? Insane in the Seine. I'm inclined to accept that. How many points are you going to win? 11. You wanted to go home with the token point, but you've gone up to 23, taking the lead. Very nice. On to Jerry. Jerry, what did you say? In the Seine, I'm going to accept that. It's not a proper noun, but I'm going to overlook it. The sentiment of the answer is there. How many points did you bid, Jerry? 12, taking you up to 30 and into the lead. Pyro Pygmy, currently on 20. What did you say? Or the Rhine. The Rhine. Unfortunately, the wrong river. The Rhine's in... I might go through France as well, but I thought the Rhine was in Germany. Or that the Rhone. My European rivers is not great knowledge. Just in time for the new game. Welcome, Lupine. Lovely to have you here. Unfortunately, it's not the right answer. How many points, Pyro Pygmy? Oh, 20. You join AJ on 0. So, at the end of the first row, Jerry is in the lead. Didn't even need the PFH. Oh, we go to Tadaru. Started with 24. What did you say? No answer, I'm afraid. How many points are you going to lose? Just a 12, cutting him in half, down to 12. On to Oni next. Don't even regret my answer. Well, let's have a look and see what it was. Started on 31. That banned episode of Friends where Ross beat a panda to death with his own shoes. What? We're not playing. My mind's gone blank now, Oni. Suffice to say that is not the right answer. You're going to lose 11 points, taking you back down to 20. Going into the upper half of the game then. Emily Apocalypse currently on 32. What did you say, Emily? A spot of bother. Could arguably be correct, but it is not a pun, I don't think. You would not be in a spot of bother. So I'm not going to allow that. Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. How many points are you going to lose? Just the 10, taking it down to 22. But thank you very much for playing. On to big man Aaron. Aaron on 54, a reasonable score here. What did you say? Seinefirmary. Insane-firmary. I mean, the sentiment of sane is there, but it's not the proper noun part of it. That's a really tricky call. Insane-firmary. I'm going to defer to Jay White, because Jay White wrote the question, was looking for a pun. Is that punny enough? It's a nice answer, Smash. I'll look at that clip in a bit. I'll defer to Jay White on that. It's a bit of an answer smash. My inclination is for no. The actual answer makes more... It does make more sense. I'm not quite sure that's punny enough. I'm going to follow my hunch on that, and I'm going to say no. Ratchet. Nice, Ernie. I think I'm not going to allow that. You're in the right area, but it's I think just a bit overthought. So, unfortunately, Big Man Aaron, that is not the right answer, and you're going to lose 49 points, taking you down to 5. Bad luck there. Oh, what a shame. What a shame, what a shame. That would have put you up on 103. We'll keep that in mind. And I think Jay White makes a good point. It might be a bit unfair on others if we did do that. So let's go on to Cetra. Really appreciate the effort. Absolutely, quite right. On to Cetra, currently on 66. In third position going into this round. What did Cetra say? Didn't get an answer in, but how many points did they wager? I'm not sure if they got a bid in. They didn't, just losing the 10 down to 56. Would have been 10 anyway. Well, 56 does give you the lead of the players who've played so far. So we've just got Shapes and Farfowly to have a look at. On to Shapes next. Shapes on 78. Gliding overall, what did you say? Insane. The sentiment is there. Very nice indeed. I'm going to accept that. And Shapes, how many points did you wager? 45, taking it up to 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be reliant on Farfowly to not only have got it right, but to have bid enough points to overtake 1, 2, 3. Farfowly leading all the way through this, an absolute blinder in round 2, though not banking any points in round 4. What did you say? In the Seine. Absolutely right. Matt's saying 36 to win, 35 to tie. How many points did you wager? Did you go for glory and go all or nothing? Have you gone for more than 36? Or have you gone timid? How many points did you wager, Farfowley? 25! And the shock at the end, the risk mitigated by only bidding 25 points, but the right answer from both Farfowley and Shapes means a shock ending. We Like Shapes, sitting, gliding overall for most of the game, has stolen the ending away by 10 points at the end there. Cetra finishing in third place with 56, Farfowley in second with 113. But the winner at the end of this magnificent game of Google That with 123 is We Like Shapes. Well, what an eventful pack of Google That it has been. Many thanks to JY. I think certainly a bit of a different flavour of pack of Google That than we've seen before, but no less fun and certainly no less well written. Thank you very, very much to JY for that pack. Let me give out some Google That medals and some pennies that go with them. A Google That gold and 3 pennies going to We Like Shapes. Google That gold, 3 pennies, and that coveted gold medal. Very well done, Shapes. Google That silver going to Farfouli. Farfowley, 2 pennies that come attached with this, and a silver medal in your medal cabinet, Farfowley. Very well played. And Cetra getting a Google That bronze medal. Cetra 4271. That is going to be an extra penny, and of course the coveted bronze medal that goes with it. Very, very well played indeed. And of course an author bonus going to JY14, I believe. Yes, JY14. 3 pennies, and of course the author credit attached to that as well. And because I'm feeling generous, Google 10 for everybody in the chat. Claim yourself another bonus penny out of nowhere. That shot in the dark for the R question, maybe, or maybe you did work it out. Who knows? But absolutely well earned. 56 points. Finishing up right there. Jerry Ayres taking 4th, Samster getting 5th, Emily 6th with 22, Oni getting 20 points, also Zeus 7th and 8th tied there, Tadaru getting 12, Big Man Aaron 5, and Pyro Pygmy and AJ Nokia going home with what they came with, but hopefully have had a good time all the same. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you to JY and to Colo for proofing that pack and working with JY on a couple of those questions. If you would like to write anything to appear on game night, then you need to come join the Discord, get the question writer roll. Discussion going on with the proofers at the moment. There's still ongoing issues, as we discovered in that first game where there was something weird snuck through. I need to come up with a better system for writing questions, but it's such a big task because there are so many games now. That's something that I need to sort of build towards at some point. So keep an eye on question writers for that, because that will be changing at some point in the next few months. And Panda with the gifted sub to Jerry Eris there. Thank you very much, Panda, for the gift there. And welcome on in, Jerry Eris. Enjoy our free viewing for the next month. Thank you for the support there, Panda. Now, we have got a treat for you. The pilot episode of the new tournament game, which I'm going to unveil in just a second. I'm going to stop that bonus right there before I roll the credits. 29 players grabbing a penny. It's going to feature the grudge match to end all grudge matches between Innis and Now Cut That Out. There's a couple of things I just need to update before we can go live. I need to get the guys in. And this is the game. The next game we're going to see is going to be the game that is going to form the crux of the next season, the Season 5 tournament. It's going to go over the whole season. It's a short game, very short game, relatively short question packs, fairly easy to write question packs, I would say as well. There is no lobby game. There's not planned to be a lobby game for it. Much like Face Off, it's going to be a spectator event with the players in the tournament on a single elimination tournament, and hopefully we will all have a lot of fun with this. I've done some test runs this week. I've played this question pack 5 times this week. I think it's come out really well. There's been some really good feedback. So thank you to Score Count, to Ash, to Itsotley, to Samster and Colo, to Shapes and to David, and then earlier on today as well to Tipster, to Topper, to Clive and Huds and Lakis, who I tested this with last night as well. A lot of people, it's had quite a lot of play testing. Normally when I come to a pilot, for the vast majority of people, if not everybody, it's the first time anyone has seen it. This one has had a bit of thorough testing, so short of something really, really obvious that I've missed sticking out, this is unlikely to change before the tournament. It might be 1 or 2 tiny things, but the overall sentiment of the game is likely to be the same. So stay right there, grab yourselves another drink. I'm going to welcome Innis and Toot into the room in a minute and get them all set up in the game. It is a game that requires voice. And keep an eye on the Discord server, because in the next 24 hours I will be announcing how you can enter for this tournament and all the rules and stuff that go with it as well. Whew. Right, I'm going to grab myself a cider, get the game set up. Yes, thank you all very much for playing. Thank you to Jay White. Congratulations to We Like Shapes. Stay right there. I will be back in just a few minutes' time. Unmute the microphone. Right. First of all, massive thank you to everyone who's just come in with a load of subs and bits there, and that bomb and that hype train going off. To Zeus for the gift to Jay White. Thank you very much for the support there. Brand new Halo resubbing there. 5 months now of support. Thank you very much for the ongoing support. To Daru resubscribing there with Prime for 2 months. Thank you very much for that subscription. Kicking off the hype train then, Kazles, 4 tier 1 community subs. Thank you so much for the generosity. Zeus with the 100 bits there. Petition to make 6 a letter of the alphabet. I would sign that petition. So thank you very much for all the love and the hype train going off there. Very much appreciated. Now, I've got Innis and Toot standing by, ready to be the guinea pigs of this brand new game, which I hope you like. As I said, this is going to form the cornerstone of the Season 5 tournament, which if you want to sign up for, you'll be able to do in the Discord after this. Now, as you'll recall, Toot and Innis were I believe, the 2 finalists in Face Off, and they'll correct me in a minute if I'm wrong. And certainly Toot won the Face Off tournament, and then Innis won the Face Off Super Week, one Super Week, which culminated in a Face Off. So I thought, who better to test run this new game? Very much looking forward to seeing how they see it. They've not seen this before. I know a few of you have, but you're going to get to see it in all its glory now. I hope you like what you see. As ever, feedback, if you could put it into the Persephone Shared Discord server in the suggestions section, that would be great. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Welcome to Buzz Off. I'm not completely wedded to the title, I'm not going to lie, but if you've got any better suggestions, then I look forward to hearing them. So, I've got 2 players standing by right here, and I'd like to introduce them to you right in a second as soon as I've pressed the right button. We have got now cut that out, and we have got Innis. Gentlemen, good evening to you both.
Good evening.
Hopefully that is coming through on OBS and you can hear them okay. Just say hello for me again.
Hello.
Hello.
For me again.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm getting lines for you both. Now, I'm just going to message you the buzzer code because technically anyone can join, but it won't let anyone else join after 2. So, Toot, I'm going to need you to join the buzzer room first, and the code you'll need is that. As soon as they join the room, we'll also get to hear their buzzers. So, now cut that out.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Goes like that. And Innis, there's the code for you as well. Innis sounds like this. Lovely, and those buzzers I can update on the fly as well, so they can change as we move forward. So current scores are 4-4. This has changed a little bit from a number of people who saw it earlier on in the week. There are 4 rounds in this game, and it's a competition to see who can get the most points. Both of you can see live right here. All you'll need is buzzer.dev. You will need to type at some point into buzzer.dev, but for the most part, you just need that web page right there. So, let's get this game underway. Round 1 is called Trivia Search. You will be presented with a word search and a category. Hidden within that word search, there are 5 words that fill that category. All you need to do is... Hey Ben, hey everyone, hey Effrontery, thank you very much for the 7-month subscription right there. All you need to do is buzz in and tell me a word that fits in with the category. If you give me a wrong answer, you are locked out for 10 seconds. If you give me a right answer, you get a point. First to find 3 is the winner. As an additional little bit of pressure, if it is not a tied score, i.e. if somebody is ahead, the person who is trailing will get a 30-second global clock started on them. If they run out of time, then they lose the round. You may, of course, still buzz even if your opponent's clock is on, and if your clock is on, you need to buzz and give me an answer very, very quickly. It is possible with this algorithm to generate a word that technically fulfills the category but isn't one of my correct words. If that happens, I will mark it as incorrect, but I will not freeze you out. It's happened a couple of times in testing, just to give you a heads up. So all you've got to do is find the words, buzz in, and tell me what they are. Happy with the rules?
I think so, yeah.
Enough.
Okie dokie. Well, without any further ado, let's play Trivia Search. Grid number 1. Nations of the world. Oh yes, and the letters disappear gradually. I've sped this up a little bit from what it was on earlier. So as soon as you've seen something, hit the buzzer and let me know what you can see.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Okay, 1 second, because Inca got there by less than 0.1 of a second. So I now need to see if I can actually overwrite that, because it will have opted to the later player to have buzzed. Index of buzz player is 0, even though Inca got there first. That's quite annoying. Okay, so the first problem of the night is that it's got the wrong player buzz. I need to find a way around that. It's very tempting to restart the game and make it so that I can override which player has buzzed, because right now I can't because I'm an idiot. I don't know if you've both found the same one, so if you haven't found the same one, the other player can buzz after the fact. But for now...
You probably have. But...
You probably have found the same one. For now, I'm going to go to the player that I'm pretty sure it is focused on, which is Toot. Toot, what's your word?
My word's Japan.
Japan is there. So Innes's clock is on. Innes, what's your word?
Thankfully, it wasn't the same. Mine is Ukraine.
Ukraine. Excellent. All worked out well. The clocks have stopped because it is now a tie, 1 each. There are 3 words left in this grid. Yeah, Bug 1 found quicker than England's first goal. We ran out of cold ciders. I've switched to lager.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
You've got to be kidding me. It's on it again. Within 0.1 of a second.
What are the chances?
That's twice.
Well, mine work too similarly, apparently.
Evidently.
Yeah,
Again, it should have been Inca by 0.1 of a second, but it will have defaulted to Toot because it takes the second buzz. So Toot, what's your word?
Oh, by the way, it might be the same one. Lebanon.
What, one more time?
Lebanon.
Lebanon is there. Was it the same one, Innes? Let's find out.
Again, luckily it wasn't. Mine was Brazil.
Brazil is also there. There is one more word. The clock has stopped again. There is one more in there. We don't need VAR to see how close that was, Matt, because I get a readout in here. Both times Innes was less than 0.1 of a second faster, but because of the delay in the game, it puts them in together. So I need to be able to overwrite that manually. That's a very easy thing to fix. There is one more in here. Who's going to get there?
That would be an ecumenical
It's going to be Toot. Toot, what's the word?
Sri Lanka.
It is Sri Lanka. Very well done.
Oh, nice.
And you have taken the first grid. There's 1 point to you.
I didn't realise the letters were going away until the words remained. I thought they were taking away the ones from the actual words.
No, they're taking away the ones that aren't there. But nice find.
Makes more sense.
Very nice find indeed. So Toot taking the first point. We'll go on to Trivia Search number 2. Things in the kitchen. Innes.
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher is there.
That would be an ecumenical
Toot.
matter. Coffee.
Coffee is also there. Stopping your clock after less than a second. 1 apiece.
That would be an ecumenical
Toot
matter.
again.
Worktop.
Worktop is also there. Your clock is now on, Innes. Toot needs one more to take the round.
That would be an ecumenical
And Toot for the round.
Spatula.
Spatula is also... Oh, if I press the right button, no, it's 0. Spatula is there. Very well done, Toot. You've taken the round. The one missing word that neither of you got there was colander. Backwards, bit of a see what it was. Colander was there. But very well done, Toot. You've taken the first round. So 5-4 as we go into round 2. Advantage with Toot. Innes playing catch up. Let's see if he can make that difference up as we go to round 2. Round 2 is Auction House. You'll be given a category. You need to bid either 1, 2 or 3 on how many in that category you can name. It then goes over to your opponent and they get a chance to outbid you, either +1, +2 or +3, or to have you name them. If you start to name them, then you have to get all the ones that you've bid. You get about 20 seconds to type out each one, and you just type this into the little buzzer window, the message window of buzzer, and then hit your plunger, hit your buzz button to lock in and confirm the answer. If you don't manage to find all of them, or you give me a wrong answer, you give the point to your opponent.
It's not all in one single answer box.
No, it's one at a time though. So you type in one answer, hit the buzzer, and then I'll put it on the screen and so on. Because Innes you're trailing, you get to open the bidding, and the first category is top 10 most watched special events on UK television. This isn't in buzzer, this is just in voice to me. Would you like to bid 1, 2 or 3?
I do not feel very confident about this. I think I better just stick with 1.
You're going to stick with 1, okay? Toot, would you like to go +1, +2, +3, or let Innes name it?
I would like to go plus. Oh, if you're not confident, I'm thinking of going +3.
+3, and this is for you. That would mean you would have to name 4 if you go +3.
I think I can name 4.
Okay, so
I
+3.
don't think I can name more than 4, but I think I can name 4. If the question means what I think it means.
Okay, +3 it shall be.
Yeah.
Innes, do you want to outbid, or do you want to let Toot name the 4?
I don't think I could do more than 5. I'm not evil. I wasn't even confident I could do the 1, to be honest. I think 5 would be a stretch. I think I better call
I'm
it.
for sure.
Okay, Innes. Toot, it is with you to name 4. Once I press the button, the clock will appear. You can start typing your answer into the box and then buzz in to lock it in. Here we go.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Starting the typing before I've even pressed the button. 1966, well, that's fine. 1966 World Cup final. Is that an answer? Certainly is. Need another 3. Clock's back on.
Oh, it doesn't.
Feel free to talk it through with me.
And these are the 2 I knew about.
That would
I'm
be
pretty
an
sure they're the most
ecumenical matter.
watched things in British TV.
Okay, you're saying Princess Di's funeral. Is that a right answer?
Unless you've been tricky, but...
Nope. Funeral of Diana, Princess of Wales is there. 2 more to get.
Okay. Other ones I'm a little less confident about, but I know the royal weddings were big. So the royal wedding of, I think Charles and Diana was big. This is, I think, like 81 or something.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
You're saying the royal wedding of Charles and Diana. Is that an answer? Yes, it is. The wedding of Charles, Prince of Wales, and Lady Diana Spencer. You need 1 more Toot, and you've taken the first point.
This is what I don't know about. So this is going to be a guess, a sensible guess. I don't know which one to go for. So the 2012 Olympics got loads of viewing figures. I'm going to say the opening ceremony would have had the most.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
The 2012 Summer Olympics opening ceremony. Is that an answer? Certainly was. 2012 Summer Olympics opening ceremony. Out of idle curiosity, the closing ceremony was also there and actually had slightly more.
Okay, I was wrong.
So, very nice.
I remember all the Mr. Bean stuff, the Bond stuff.
Yes, it was good.
Weddings. I have no idea what the other ones would be.
Well, you've taken that first board, so very well played. And because you've bid on that, or because you've acted on that, Innes gets to open the bidding on the next category, which is starting players in the England 1966 World Cup final. 1, 2, or 3?
Again, my knowledge of this is minimal. I think I'll have to again open with 1.
Ooh. 2. You want to let him play, or +1, +2, or +3?
This time I can't be as confident. Like last time I thought I could name 4. This time I'm going to go up by 1 again.
+1. Okay. Toot's up to 2. Innes, do you want to outbid, or do you want to let him play?
I think he probably can do 2. I might regret this, but I am going to attempt 3. +1, I mean, +1.
+1 for a total of 3. Up to 3. 2. Do you want to outbid?
Oh, I want to, but I don't know if I safely can. I can name 3. I should have gone +2 because I think I can name 3, but I don't think I can name 4 confidently. There's one guy I just know. You can think I'm not confident enough.
So are you going to let Innes name them?
I think I'll let you name them. I think we'll let it, but yeah, I think more than 3 is quite difficult.
Okay, Innes. Name 3 starting players from the England 1966 World Cup final. Please type them into buzzer and hit your buzzer to lock in your answer.
I was hoping that more would come to me in the time between my bid and this moment, but it has not worked out that way.
Would you be surprised? That was one of the ones I was thinking of.
Yeah. God. I can say that Jeff Hurst is a correct answer. 2 more. The other Hurst. I generally would accept surnames.
Worst Hurst.
Is there another Hurst?
It could be.
Oh,
Is
okay.
not.
Bad luck.
Alan Ball, Bobby
okay.
Charlton, Bobby
The only
Moore,
one I knew
George
was
Cohen,
Gordon Banks.
Gordon Banks, Jack Charlton, Martin Peters, Nobby Stiles, Ray Wilson, and Roger Hunt were the 11.
I was standing up. This is my 3rd. So only if I had to do 3.
Well, Toot takes the second board by default and wins the second round. So it's now 6-3 to Toot, but we've got another round before the final. Let's see if Innes can make some points back here. Round 3 is the time warp. This is one of my favourite rounds because it's sort of doing something new and uses the buzzer in a fun way and turns what could be quite a general sort of trivia question into something a little bit more exciting. Let's go to the time warp board. Toot, you're going to be starting off. You will see a statement at the top. When was the Magna Carta signed? And the answer to this question is somewhere between 985 and 1366. However, you don't see any more on that timeline. You need to hit the buzzer.
Anti-coordination.
Yes, you have got to hit the buzzer when you think the arrow is as close to that year as possible. And then, Innes, you will have another fact in the second half of the timeline. Whoever is closer gets the point. Simple as that. We've done some testing. The most we've seen is about 1 second of latency if you're watching in Discord. So that will hopefully be good. The timeline takes 15 seconds to get to the middle and then 15 seconds to get from the middle to the right, just to give you an idea of the speed. So if you think you know where it is, you might want to be trying to work out roughly on the timeline where that is. Best of luck, Toot. You're buzzing first, and the slider starts now.
We both know. I just don't know how to stop it. I'm awful at estimating this stuff.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Stopping at 12:36. So if Innes knows the answer, I'm not going to tell you the answer just yet, but if Innes knows it, he may have an idea of how much he's got to work with. Innes, starting at 1366, going up to 1747, somewhere on that timeline, Henry VIII ascended the throne. When exactly? Buzz to tell me when. Slider starts now. 1525 is where you're stopping. Well, let's take a look at the answers and see who was closest. Whoa, Toot is just ahead there, 1236. Magna Carta signed in 1215, so 21 away. Henry VIII ascended the throne in 1491, Toot 34 away. 1525 was the answer. Toot taking that first point. Let's go on to the next question. Innes, you're starting this time. And here comes Bill Kiasco with the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. Just in time to see Buzz Off, brand new game show. Innes, when did Fleming discover penicillin? Sometime between 1904 and 1939. Buzz when you think the slider is at the right year. Slider starts now. Stopping at 1921. Okay. Toot.
No clue for that one.
When did Yuri Gagarin first go into space? Sometime between 1939 and 1975. Slider starts now.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Stopping at 1952. Let's have a look at the correct answers and find out who was closest. It was Innis just 7 away, 1928. The discovery of penicillin, and Gagarin first went into space in 1961, 9 away. A little bit earlier, 1961.
I buzzed too early anyway, but I thought it was like late 50s.
Ah, fair. Well, that makes it 1 apiece, which means we go to the final time warp board. Two, you're bidding first. When was W.A. Mozart born? Sometime between 1678 and 1798, and your slider starts now.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Stopping at 1743. Again, Innes, if you know what the answer to that is, then you've got some idea of the leeway you've got on the next one. Sometime between 1798 and 1919, when was Rachmaninoff born? Slider starts now.
Hello!
1887 is where you're stopping. I know you're a bit of a classical music bod here, Innes. Let's have a look. Who was closest?
Oh, wow. I had that.
Yeah.
Toot, 13 away, 1743, should have been 1756. And Innis, 14 away, the other side, 1887 was actually 1873. So just sneaking the victory on that third board there. Now cut that out and winning round number 3. And so it is 7-2 as we go into this final round. It's going to be match point all the way, I'm afraid, because all it needs is for Toot to win 1 more point. And no, if it's 1 more point and then there's 4, hang on, 1, 2, 3. No, it won't be match point all the way because Innis could still technically win even if Toot gives the first correct answer. But you've got an extra point on either side. Let's go to round 4. Round 4 is simply called On the Buzzer. It's very straightforward. Imagine going for gold meets only connect. All you've got to do is buzz when you know what I'm talking about. If you buzz and are correct, then you get the point and the chevron flips around for you. If you buzz and are incorrect, you freeze yourself out for 3 clues. It was frozen out for the rest. It's now just for 3 clues. So you'll be locked and your opponent gets 3 free clues to try and get the correct answer. You'll automatically unlock afterwards. So there'll be, I'm not going to tell you the exact number of clues, although that might be something I'll be adding. In fact, I probably will be. But there's between 10 and sort of 15-ish. So buzz when you think you know what I'm talking about. Let's go to the first one. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. Remember, if you get it wrong, you're locked out for 3 clues. Olive oil. Diced onion. Diced carrot. Parmesan cheese. Red wine. Tomato puree. Chopped tomatoes.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Yes, now cut that out.
Bolognese?
It is not a bolognese, I'm afraid. You're locked out for 3 clues. Innis, you get 3 free clues. Buzz if you want to take advantage of it. Mozzarella. Beef mince.
Hello!
Yes, Innis.
Lasagna.
Lasagna is the answer after that. Ingredients in a lasagna. And I've done this one 3 or 4 times now, and everyone has gone bolognese or spag bol or cottage pie or something first. And the last clue there would have gone on to say white sauce and then layered pasta sheets. So you would have got there eventually. Innis taking a chevron back. Let's go on to the next board. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. Letitia Wright. Bradley Cooper. Jeremy Renner.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Toot.
Actors in Marvel movies.
Absolutely right. Actors who played MCU heroes. And you're taking that chevron back. It's 7-2 again. Let's go to the next board. And it's match point. If Toot wins this one, he wins the match. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. Hello, goodbye. Don't You Want Me? Bohemian Rhapsody. Reet Petite. Always on My Mind. Stay another day. Too much. Yes, Innes.
Are they Christmas number ones?
They absolutely are Christmas number ones. UK Christmas number ones.
Throw me off.
Would have gone on for Mad World, Killing in the Name, Do They Know It's Christmas, and I Love Sausage Rolls. So, no one has seen this next question because up until about 15 minutes before I started streaming, there were only 3 questions in round 3. There's now 5. So, here we go. Next board. Again, match point. If Toot wins this, he takes a match. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. NATO starts aerial bombing over Yugoslavia. The first Legoland outside of Europe opens in California. The 52nd Cannes Film Festival. Space Shuttle Discovery docks with the ISS. Australia wins the Cricket World Cup. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is published. Family Guy debuts on Fox. Yes, now cut that out.
Is this 1999?
One more time for me.
1999?
1999. Absolutely the right
Well
answer.
done.
Things that happened in
Well done.
1999.
That was very lucky because literally that was the year that I started like sixth form. So
You'd have gone on to hear Pete Sampras wins his 3rd consecutive Wimbledon title. Star Wars Episode 1 is released in cinemas, and the world panics about the Millennium Bug. So, at the end of that, now cut that out with a final score of 7-2, is the winner.
Well played.
okay, that question.
Jay White pointing out Toot got a Harry Potter question. It's nice.
Well, I didn't get that part.
Well, thank you both of you for being the guinea pigs. I hope you enjoyed that, and hope to see you in the tournament. Maybe we'll have another grudge match in the future. But that has been Buzz Off, and yeah, thank you very much for playing.
That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every part of that.
Good.
Thank you. But yeah, it's quite a fun one, no matter what happens.
It's quite the opposite of as 2 face-off vets. I think you'll agree. It's quite the reverse. It's not. It's a certain amount of intensity and pressure, but it's good.
Yeah, the little sort of honky tonk piano in the background gave it quite a different vibe from Face Off.
Yeah, a little bit more chill. Guys, I'm gonna pop you back into the green room. But thank you very much for taking part, and I hope to see you in the tournament.
Pleasure. Look forward to it.
Cheers, guys. Night. So, that is Buzz Off, and I hope you've all enjoyed that. And I say, it's not going to be a lobby game, and that's it. That's the whole game, and that's taken, 25 minutes? And I think when people get the hang of it, it will probably speed up a little bit as well. So, if you've got feedback, first of all, come and join the Discord server, chuck it into suggestions. It has gone through a fairly rigorous, certainly by my standards, rigorous pre-stream process of going through it with a number of players, and I hope that it's pretty solid already. If you have got any thoughts on it, there's a good chance I might have already thought of what you're thinking of, but please do let me know in suggestions. As ever, I will try and respond to everybody, even if I don't necessarily act on everything. But I'm very, very grateful to everybody who's already contributed. There's a whole load of game theorists in the credits already. To question writers, as you can see, it's a relatively short pack. You need 3 sets of word searches, and for that you just need a category and 5 words that are 15 letters or less, or fewer, sorry. You need a list of something that's got between 10 and 20 events, so list sort of stuff, and 3 of those. You need 3 sets of paired dates, events. They don't have to be events. It could be mathematical, but I think dates is kind of a fun thing to go with. That has to be numerical based, though. And then for the final round, again, just compile stuff. And there's so much scope for that one. So you can have it as things that happened in a year, or things that happened in a decade, or stuff in a lasagna, or actors, or musicians. And the scope is massive for that. Ultimately, with that last round, though, it's got to end by being really, really, really obvious, because it's unusual to not have any points go out at all. So hopefully that was fun to watch. The plan is to do 2 of those per session. If we have a tournament of 32 people, that will be a total of 31 games, including the 3rd place game. There'll be prizes attached to it as well, but it will probably be single elimination if we can get 32. If there's only 16 or so, then we might do the double elimination thing. But that's going to run throughout the whole of Season 5, more details of which will be forthcoming. If you'd like to write questions for that, or if you'd like to sign up, or if you've got feedback, all of the information you'll need will be in the Discord server. Announcements for sign-ups will be probably coming out tomorrow, because it's getting on a bit now. now. And of course, feedback and suggestions and question writers, get yourself the question writer role, and that will be available on the question writer tool, which I need to do some work on and replace at some point. But that is going to be it from me for this evening. So thank you all so much for joining. Thank you to Oni and to Jay White for their question packs, to Samson and to Colo for proofing, to Tu and Innes for being my guinea pigs here this evening, and to you for watching at home. It's been a splendid evening, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Things that are coming up in the next few days. I'm not doing another Sonic stream tomorrow, but I will be back on Tuesday this coming week with my famous friend Ash the Bash as well. Countdown and Deal or No Deal. Likely to be the last one we'll see of both of those for a while, for reasons that I'll go into when I get onto Season 5 stuff in a couple of weeks' time. But that's going to be on Tuesday at 8, Countdown and Deal or No Deal. My Wednesday walk-along, we're going to be finishing Everybody's Gone to the Rapture next Wednesday, the 7th of July. That's at 1 p.m. in the Discord server. Ash is back next Wednesday at 8 with either Jewel or Jackbox or possibly the Vault. TBC, do check out Ash's Discord server. And go and give him a follow if you're not doing so already over there. Thursday happy hour. I'm going to be here with Bidding War next Thursday. It's subject to last minute cancellation because I've got a breakfast date with a friend in the morning, and then I've got a funeral that I'm playing at noon, and I've got to pick Dylan up from school at 4:30. So if it all gets a bit much and I'm not back from this funeral until sort of 2:30, I may decide it's a bit much. But I'll see. I've got every intention of running happy hour next week on the 8th of July at 3. So hopefully we'll see you there for that. Ash is going to be back next Friday, the 9th of July with TBC, and then next Saturday I'm going to be here with Red Herrings, The Pyramid, and Danger Zone 2, a trio of favourites to look forward to there. Red Herrings and The Pyramid quite short, Danger Zone is just that little bit longer. May or may not run in that order, but that is next Saturday, the 10th of July. So many things to look forward to. Do go and join all the things. Follow me on the Twitters and join the Discord and all the rest of it. Is there anyone to raid? Home Game Ent are doing a quiz show. We should go and send our love that way. So I think we should go and do that almost immediately, if not absolutely immediately. Alternatively, Ash is doing All Clued Up, I think, in the Discord server. So we are going to raid Home Game Ent, but choice of things for you there. Ash over in the server, or in Ash's server, or Home Game Ent. So we'll give them a raid anyway. Thanks again all so much for joining me. Enjoy the award-winning closing credits, which haven't won any awards because no one's seen them before. And until next time, be sensible, be splendid, be marvellous and safe. I've been Royal Flush. Peace out, look after yourselves, take care, and good night.
We're never gonna stop 'cause we never get it.